Welcome to Armchair Expert. I'm Dan Shepard. I'm joined by Lily Padman.
Hi.
Hiya.
Guess what?
What?
At a restaurant near us, Little Dom's,
Little D's.
there is a
Little D
drink
energy.
on the menu called Lily Pad.
What?
I haven't got it yet.
What is in it?
Me.
Is there an Indian liquor?
There's beer.
Well,
that's
there's,
Indian Pale Ale.
Sure, and then also
Kingfisher.
Kingfisher.
That's really the one.
Yeah, that's the big boy.
That's what my dad likes.
But they're not, like, they didn't invent gin or anything. Do we know?
I don't think so.
Okay.
Not that I know of.
Okay. Because I would like it if Lily Pad had some Indian liquor
Some
in
spices.
it. So we really know it's a nod to you.
Yeah.
Oh, boy, spices. No, we don't want a curry
Doesn't
cocktail.
have to be curry. It could be cardamom
Okay,
or chai.
you want a cardamom?
Yeah, I want it.
Oh, okay. I stand corrected. What a wild guess we had.
Yeah.
Yes, out of the blue, he walks in. What a vision. He's 6'4".
He is a vision.
And he's so cute. And oh,
He's very stunning. Is that the
yeah,
word?
he's
Like,
stunning.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Great adjective.
Yeah.
He's stunning. Wiz Khalifa. My God, this was so fun and interesting. He is a multi-platinum selling rapper and singer. His albums include Multiverse, Rolling Papers, Deal or No Deal, ONIFC, Black Hollywood, and he has a new mixtape out. Boy, you're going to hear me learn about the difference, or not learn about the difference between a mixtape and an album on this one, called Khali Sober, which is fucking great.
Yes.
Be it a mixtape or an album, I love it.
And you know Wiz.
You know Wiz.
You already know him.
He and Snoop were just on tour together for a year.
So
What could
cool.
be more fun than that? And he also has his own cannabis line called Khalifa Kush. Yeah. And even had a piece that said KK. Did you see it on it?
Oh, I didn't.
Yeah. For his Khalifa Kush.
It's very cool.
So cool.
I hope you guys enjoy this.
We'll just say up front, I really embarrassed myself in this episode. It'll be fun to listen to, I think. It's
Yeah.
a big swings and misfires. And, you know, we're here to laugh
We're
about
here.
it.
We're still here.
Just know we're in on it
Yeah.
when you hear. Please enjoy Wiz Khalifa.
He's an armchair expert. He's an armchair expert. He's an armchair expert.
Are you going to smoke? Because I'll open the window before we start.
Like.
Might as well.
We let Seth Rogen smoke. You'll be maybe the second or third. Can you make that work for an ashtray?
For sure.
Let me see. Money. No. You don't have any.
Don't talk to me.
Look at her face.
No, don't. God.
Look at her face.
Okay.
Okay, I went to a
There's
facialist.
nothing there. That's why I feel so confident.
I went to a facialist and she did a peel, so it's starting to peel.
Oh,
She's very nervous.
and I'm so
nah, you're good.
Right?
Don't be worried about it. You're fine. You don't even worry about it.
You look good. Do I call you Cameron or Wiz? What's your preference?
For now, Wiz.
Let's go
Okay.
Wiz. Okay, so most importantly, on the day you were born, how old do you think Monica was? Take a wild stab.
I don't even think Monica was born when I was born.
That's flattering.
It
Yeah.
is flattering.
She was 15 days old.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're close.
Very. And
87.
I'm
Almost.
older.
Yeah, you beat me. I almost got you though.
Yeah, you were a little late.
Just a little bit. I was getting high. That's what
In the
happened.
womb. Well, actually, that's possible because you did say mom smoked grass in the house. So
Yeah,
it's
she didn't
possible.
smoke when she was pregnant with me though.
My mom did.
Oh, for real?
Oh, for sure.
Hell yeah. My mom was in the military when she was pregnant with me, so throughout that period of life, she wasn't smoking pot at all.
She wasn't.
Nah, nope.
Because they would test, or she was just afraid? Because they couldn't have been testing, were they?
Yeah, they were testing back
They
then.
were.
They would do like randoms, and it just wasn't the thing to do to like sneak and get caught smoking pot in the military in the 90s and shit like that.
Because you could get dishonorably discharged and then you're fucked.
Oh,
Right?
yeah,
There's
for
no
sure.
retirement.
Yeah, no retirement and then no plan for the family and all of that stuff. So it was like really important for her to hold it down throughout that period of time and then do whatever the hell she wanted to do afterwards.
Mom and dad were both in the military?
Yeah.
Because you were born in North Dakota, but you're immediately on the road, right?
Yeah.
You're in Japan, Germany, the UK.
Yeah, my parents met in the military. It was crazy. My mom is from Pittsburgh and my dad is from New York. And they met in basic training in Colorado. And if you know anything about basic training, it's just a few months of people thrown into the mixture. And then after that, they go their separate ways. They probably only knew each other for like 2 months. And then they were about to get stationed to other areas. Deployed, exactly. And my dad was going somewhere. My mom was going to Guam. And they got married.
After 2 months.
Yeah, they didn't want to leave each other, man. They fell in love, bro.
Okay.
It's fucking young love.
And how quickly did you arrive after that?
I'm the second child.
Oh, you are?
Yeah, yep. They had my brother first.
How much older is he?
He's 3 years older than me, but he passed away, so he was 3 years older than me.
He passed away not in childhood.
No, not in childhood. In adulthood.
From what kind of stuff?
Cancer.
Oh,
Yeah.
Fuck.
Yeah.
How old?
I think it was like 7 years ago.
Wow.
Yeah,
young.
yeah.
Okay. So he was like 32-ish or
Yeah,
something?
like 30, 31 maybe.
What kind of cancer?
Lymphoma.
Oh, my God.
Uh-huh.
Does that freak you out about your own disposition that you could be susceptible?
No, not really. My brother was transgender. So
Okay.
throughout her life, she took a lot of hormones that kind of, mixed it up and made it way more difficult, in the
I
long
got you.
run.
I
Hell
got
yeah.
you. Well, my dad died of cancer, and I'm certainly like, fuck me. I don't like having that in my bloodline.
Yeah.
It doesn't make me too optimistic.
Some people, they just live their life perfectly normal and still get that
Oh,
shit.
totally. There's like marathon runners who die of heart disease, and Keith Richards going hard. He's healthy as a horse, Keith Richards.
Exactly.
Been slamming dope for 55 years.
Fucking chilling, right?
Yes.
Maybe you should slam dope. Nah, hell no. Smoke weed, drink water.
Smoke weed and drink water. Were you old enough to remember these pit stops in Japan, Germany, UK, and all that? You get to
Yeah.
Pittsburgh at 9?
Nah, my first time going to Pittsburgh, I was about 2 years old.
But I mean, to live there for the duration.
Shit, when I was there at 2, I lived there for like a year and a half.
Oh, you did? Okay.
Yeah, I stayed with my auntie, my Aunt Tickles.
How did Aunt Tickles get the nickname Aunt Tickles?
There was a doll at the time where she was a kid that she wanted. It was the Tickles doll. Instead of having a doll, she was born and they named her Tickles.
Oh, that's pretty cute.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy, right?
Okay, so Aunt Tickles took you in.
That's really
Yeah.
sweet.
My auntie Tickles. It was me, my brother, my cousin Julian, my little cousin Bebe, my little cousin Poppy,
Wow.
Michael used to be over there, my Aunt Rachel. Yeah, it
So
was a
enough
lot
to
of
play
us.
a pickup game of basketball.
I'm telling
virtually.
you, black families, man. We all crammed into an apartment about this big right here.
Uh-huh, but so fun.
Yeah, hella fun, bro.
Yeah, yeah.
Super duper fun. Yeah, I have fond memories from Pittsburgh as a baby, living in Europe, Germany, or England. We were in Upper Hayford. That was the area that we lived in.
In England?
Uh-huh.
What's Upper Hayward like?
It was super chill from what I remember. I was literally like 2-3 years old. So I have pictures and videos and shit from like birthday parties. And then I remember what my dad's house looked like. It was really cool. Kind of not like this, not as player.
Yeah.
But it was big. It had like stones and like a little pond in the front.
Like a mini castle.
Yeah, exactly. It was cool, man.
They got divorced when you were 3?
Yeah, yep.
Same age for me. And I live with mom. You live with mom?
I live with both, back and forth.
How long would the durations be?
Probably like 2 years.
Oh, so you did
wow.
2 years with dad.
Yeah, yep.
And why was he living in such a great house in
Castle.
England? Yeah. How did he find himself in a castle if he was in the
Man,
army?
I was too young to know, man.
Oh, okay.
Some things is made for you not to know what
Right.
was going on.
Don't look a gift castle in the mouth.
Nah,
Just keep
for
it
real.
moving. Yeah.
Just feed the goldfish and keep it moving, bro.
How about Japan? How old were you when you were in Japan?
I was about 11 to 13 in Japan.
Oh, well, that's significant. So 2 years in Japan. And were you going to like a military school?
It was a school on base. It wasn't necessarily a military school because military school is more structured as like disciplinary type of thing.
Yeah, I fucked that up. I just meant a school on
Like
a
in
military
your
base.
city.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
meant a school for all the
I went to
military
school.
kids.
Yeah, I went to school on base, 100%. Like everything was Americanized and shit because it was such a big difference between off base and on base.
And the other kids, here's what I'd imagine. You're moving nonstop. You have
Right.
to meet kids every year and a half or whatever.
Yep.
That's stressful. But maybe the other kids are also in that pattern, so they're a little more forgiving. Is that possible? Was it hard?
It's always difficult being the new kid all the time because you have to like reacclimate yourself to everybody's customs no matter where you are. You picking up on different lingo, you going to different schools. You never really get used to having friends for any long amount of time. So it's definitely an issue as a child. You don't want to leave your friends and shit like that, and you don't want to have to get used to anything not being permanent. So, yeah, it was a little difficult.
What effect do you think it had on you? Did it make you good at making friends, or did it make you lonely?
It made me really good at making friends.
It did.
It's not enjoyable. It's not like I want to be the freaking unknown person all the time. But, you know, it definitely like toughens you up and makes you to the point where you can assert yourself and you can carry your own personality, your character, whoever you want to be. Wherever
Did you ever
wanna
reinvent when you landed somewhere new? You'd be like, this next go around, I'm going to try this.
I think I always just reinvent just naturally. I think the biggest reinvention was me having a growth spurt.
Yeah, what age did we get this tall?
Bruh, I was like normal size, and then just overnight, I just stretched out, and nobody in my family is this tall. So,
Really?
Yeah, it was crazy.
Like middle school?
What age?
8th grade going into 9th grade.
Same year. I've said this so many times. I have my basketball physical I had to take for 8th grade, and I was 5'11", 160. That's golden. Next year, 9th grade physical, 6'3", 149.
Yeah.
I lost 11 pounds.
Yeah.
I gained like 4
Yeah,
inches, and I was
the
like,
height.
oh, this is a bad look for me.
Nah, skinny boys, we on top, baby.
Well, that's rough,
Well,
isn't
now
it?
you're not skinny boy anymore.
Yeah.
Well, now I'm a medium-sized boy.
You're lean.
A
He's
lot of
definitely
effort.
lean.
Lean and mean.
Oh, you were on the cover of Men's Health, by the way.
Yeah.
So I got into your workout routine. We're hitting it early, right?
Yeah.
Hour in the gym and then doing some jujitsu.
Yeah, well, Muay Thai and mixed martial arts.
When did Muay Thai become part of the program?
It kind of just mixed in like naturally.
That's a better workout, probably as well.
Nah, I think it's more like a modern thing. Everybody's doing more active shit to go along with lifting weights. So the program that I was on, you know, they kind of just have you messing around with it. But I was actually like kicking the shit out of people. And they were like, let's step you up some. Like, you know what I mean? And like, I figured out I was kind of really good at it. And they put me in there with like some of the guys that really, really do that shit. And they were like, man, he could do this. So they just started training me on a different level.
You were supposed to have a match in April or something.
Nope.
You weren't. There's lies about you out there, Wiz, on the internet. I want you to know.
Oh, man,
Yes. Can you
fuck.
believe this? I hope I'm not the first to tell you this, but there's some
Shit.
lies.
Damn.
You at least, I would imagine, had, because I'm 12 years older than you, so there wasn't one cool, tall, skinny guy in movies, TV, music. You already had Snoop.
Yeah, we had Snoop.
That had to be encouraging.
Snoop is super tight, but at that time, there's only one Snoop, so you can't be Snoop. I just think coming up scrawny is just tough for everybody. I think even Snoop might have had it bad. He just made it look good for all of us, yo. He just broke the mold, man.
He did. But I think if you're tall, if you're a fucking stretch limo like us,
Yeah.
and you got at least one example of a guy who's killing it, I mean, that's helpful.
Shit. I don't know.
Now you're that for other tall,
You think
skinny
so?
dudes in high school. For sure. Yeah. And so I'm wondering, when you got to Pittsburgh, were you nervous to commit? Like, this is home now. Now I can actually get comfortable here. Or are you just always waiting to be moving somewhere else?
Nah, hell no. I got a big ass family there. So that was always my connection to Pittsburgh. It was my family, my cousins, my aunts, my Nene, who's my grandma, my granddad, who just passed away recently. But they all were really, and still are, really instrumental in raising me and housing me.
And that's your mom's family? Or
Yeah,
your
it's
da-
my mom's
yeah.
family. We used my Nene's address to make sure I could go to certain schools.
And Nene is Tickle's mom?
Yeah, yep.
What a pair. If they walk into the bowling alley.
Nene's Tickles, and my mom's name is Peachy.
This is
That's like a TV
fantastic.
show.
I know. I love
It's
it.
like the cast of Golden Girls or something, those names.
That's my connection to Pittsburgh. It's always been home. My mom did a really good job of enforcing that and making sure that me and my brother grew up with our roots and knowing our peoples and having a really strong connection with them.
Is there anyone younger than you in the family?
Hell yeah.
Oh, you have other siblings, I mean.
My little sister is with my dad. She got a different mom. I don't consider her half anything.
Same. My little sister has a different dad, but we don't. In fact, when I was a kid and someone would say that's your half sister, I would want to fight.
Yeah, that was like a diss back in the day for sure.
That's right. I was like, she's not my half sister.
Yeah,
All right.
yeah.
Well, yes, she is. No, she's fucking not.
Yeah, exactly.
It's time to,
Yeah, people
time
try to
go
bring
over
that
this.
shit up. Like, you guys got different parents.
Yeah.
Nah. But I got my little sister, and I got little cousins too. Like, I was the baby for a minute, but I was just the baby of my generation. We started getting older and into our teens. That's when my little cousins were like 8, 9, and 10. So when I'm leaving my teens, they're getting into their teens. So them is all my little homies and shit.
When you're with your dad, was there the same amount of people around? Or
Did you meet the New York family?
Yeah.
I'm really close with my New York family. Growing up, I would see them on and off. I seen them at like family reunions and we would get together to the point where I do have memories of my New York family when I was a kid. But the majority of it started happening when I was a teen. When my grandma on my dad's side passed, there was a funeral and we all met up in New York at my grandma's apartment. And that's when we all kind of rekindled everything. And then from then, I was like 14, I started making music and I would come to New York to do my promo runs or things like that. And I would just stay in my grandma's old apartment and chill and kick it with my cousins and meet up with my aunties. So throughout my teens and 20s and things like that, that's when my relationship really built with that side of my family. But it's been strong for a while.
What part of New York did they live in?
Harlem.
You start writing and performing really young, like 11, 12 you start writing?
Yeah.
What drove you to that?
I was in about 3rd grade and I first seen my uncle. He had wrote a rap and he rapped it to me. And it was so cool, the concept of him making a rap.
Yeah.
I always listened to rap and enjoyed it. He wrote a rap and I was like, wow, that's crazy. It sounds just like what I hear on the radio.
Right.
He was like, you can do it too. I'm like, how? He was like, well, you just start a little, you do this, you do that. Yeah, he taught me how to rap. And then we would go and look up song lyrics for other songs and learn all of the words for them. And I had a book where I kept all of my song lyrics where I would learn the words. And that's what I think really taught me like timing and how to ride a beat and stay on beat. And through that, I just developed it.
Who of the people you were studying did you most feel like you clicked with or that was something you could do a version of?
It was the majority of the fast rappers, yo. Like Bone Thugs and Harmony.
Oh, okay.
Busta Rhymes. Anybody who was just out there, those are my favorite. I like Mystical back then. No Limit was popular. The more wilder the style, the better. Crucial Conflict.
DMX?
DMX was one of my favorites too, for
he's
sure.
wild as hell.
Crazy. I remember when his first single dropped, like I walked to the store and bought it. His first single was Get At Me Dog. And that was before he was even popular. But for some reason, as a 3rd grader, his music connected with me.
Well, also he's riding wheelies on 4-wheelers and riding with the Rough Riders. Like the whole package for me. I was like, sign me up for this.
Yeah, music videos were crazy back then.
Yeah.
Man. Like as a kid, you sitting around watching music videos. That's like, what the fuck?
Eve was in them. Do you remember that?
Yeah, Eve was the shit.
Oh.
Swiss Beats. Shout out to Swiss.
Did you see this doc that was on DMX that came out like a few months ago?
Yeah.
So good. So heartbreaking.
Yeah, he's an interesting guy and he's really passionate and soulful, man. When I met him and we chilled and we kicked it, some people are surprised when they meet people and they hear what music they listen to, but that shit really surprised me. He like Patti LaBelle and like disco and shit that you sing and vibe to. And he sings all the words like with his heart and soul. He's not rapping like hard ass lyrics. He's singing. That shit was crazy. It was tight.
What's funny is I was listening to you talk about your mom, that she'd be around the house listening to Erykah Badu. And I was like, oh yeah, this is this age gap. Like me and your mom probably have all the same favorite music. But yeah, fucking Badu. I would have loved to have talked to DMX about all that 70s R&B, I'm sure.
Bruh, his playlist is crazy.
Yeah, I wouldn't have been surprised if you had said Metallica and Megadeth. And then also, I'm not surprised now that you say Patti LaBelle.
It's like the complete opposite.
It is the opposite, but you knew it would be something not from what you expected.
Yeah.
Well, you're my age. Did you guys have the box?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
What's the box?
The box was a channel.
It's a video channel. You call in and you request shit.
And it was just music
All
videos.
music videos,
You just
yeah,
have it
yeah.
on
Did you
all
ever
day.
call Monica?
No, I was too scared to call. But
Yeah.
I just watched music videos all day long.
And they played more underground shit too that they didn't play on MTV, or they would play it on the box first.
Exactly.
And then it will cross over to like mainstream shit. So
I'm glad to know you liked the box.
Oh,
That
hell
feels-
yeah.
that feels
The box
kindred.
was the shit. Yeah, that was the shit.
You guys should bring it back. I was up in Detroit.
I
so
know.
I don't know what you guys
They
are
probably
talking-
had
No,
it.
they had
Pittsburgh
the
and
box
Detroit
in
are almost,
Detroit.
I'm sure
Yeah.
they do.
We're hella like Pittsburgh and Detroit.
Almost
Yeah.
identical. If there's any two cities, I think both of them like post-industrial,
Yeah.
For sure.
heavy drinkers, blue collar, a lot of fights.
Sounds like Pittsburgh. And anytime I go to Detroit, I get so much love because they're like, bro, we're the same.
Yes, I'm sure. I'm sure. So you start early and then you meet a guy, E. Dan.
Yeah.
Does he own the studio?
Yeah, he owned ID Lab. He built it.
And he took a shine to you and he said, you want to intern and then you can have some recording time.
Absolutely.
How did you endear yourself to him? How did he even come to find out who you
I was
were?
paying for studio time. I would go down there and record my mixtapes and get out of there.
Okay, great. We need to do this right now. Explain the difference between a mixtape to everyone and an album. Because you have so many mixtapes I've read about.
Mixtapes are projects used to prepare you for an album.
So
Like
they're
doing
not
a
like
stand-up
fully
set?
fleshed out.
You kind of just get the scraps of what could or would be on the album, but it
Got
doesn't
it.
necessarily make the album.
Okay, but the music itself is new. You're not using old stuff per
Nah,
se.
it's fresh.
Okay, so you make some mixtapes there, and then ultimately you get a recording contract really young.
Oh, yeah, another thing about mixtapes.
Oh, tell me.
They're
Yeah, yeah.
free.
Oh, they're free. Yes, explain that.
That's a huge difference.
Here's all I know
yeah.
about mixtapes. I'm in New York City, and any dude who might think I know somebody because I'm on TV gives me a mixtape. And then I think, how am I going to proceed with this? I got to go buy a device to play this on.
Yeah.
People used to give out mixtapes, right? That was a big thing.
They usually give it out. You got the bootleggers who sell them when they're popular. But the culture of a mixtape, there's a documentary on this as well.
Okay. Oh, there is. What's it
It's on
called?
Hulu. The history of the mixtape. I don't know.
History of the
We'll
Mixtape.
find
Oh, yeah.
But the mixtape started, of course, in New York with DJs. They would take beats.
They do mashups, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
mashups, blends.
Uh-huh.
But they were like specific to each DJ and each DJ's style. So that's why you would get different mixtapes from different DJs, different sides of town. They were exclusive. So some people were like, hey, I want you to shout me out and say my name. I'll pay you 50 extra bucks. So it was like a way to get money, get popular, and have status. And that's how the mixtape culture started. Then DJs started finding artists and being like, hey, here's this break loop. Freestyle over it for 8 minutes, and then you would get a dude saying, "Hey ho, my name is go," and then the whole hood would,
He'd be
repeat
famous
that.
in the
Yeah,
neighborhood.
Exactly,
Yeah.
exactly. So
Yeah.
that's where you get the mixture between the DJ and the rapper. And then as time went on, labels started seeing that as profitable as, okay, let's not release a full project, but let's do like a little mixtape. Not big corporations, but independent labels. They'd be like, let's just do a little mixtape and see how the streets like it.
Right. Like a little try.
Like a soft
Exactly,
launch.
exactly.
Soft launch. Real soft
Exactly.
launch.
And then people started getting really popular off of that. Like 50 Cent blew up off of entering the mixtape scene and just doing free music and not really focusing on the label structure, but just being like, I'm gonna feed the streets.
Right. Just be prolific. Don't wait. Just make it.
Yeah, so 50 Cent, Lil Wayne, Diplomats, a lot of people like really came in and changed the mixtape game, and then that's where it elevated to where more me and Drake and Currency.
Did you guys revive it?
We just took it to the next level and made it where it was like complete projects as a mixtape. Not like freestyling over instrumentals and shit like
right.
that.
Grandmaster Flash. Go ahead.
Hey ho.
Yeah.
We stopped the hey ho and we kind of, and shout out to the hey ho though. Like, you know what I mean?
And
It's
put
just-
your hands up too.
Yeah, for
put
sure.
your hands up.
For sure.
If you're out there,
you know
put
what I
your
mean?
hands
All
up.
that. We took it to because we came up in the internet era, the blog era.
Right.
Napster.
Well, it was after Napster, after LimeWire.
Oh.
He's 15 days young. You're 15 days
forgot.
older.
It's that
went out in
15-day
it's that
gap.
15 day. Actually,
We came up, when I started being popular, I was probably already 10 to 15 mixtapes deep.
were you optimistic throughout that whole time? Or you were probably just delighted if 10 people hear you at that stage?
Nah, not really.
No, okay. So did you stay optimistic or were you getting pessimistic?
The type of artist I am, every time I do something, I think it's the one.
Yeah.
And that's how you're supposed to feel about your art. And
Yeah.
later on, you grow to detach from that and be like, okay, this is just a piece. When you're young and you're fiery and you're connected to it, you're like, this is it. The world is going to know me. They're going to believe it. They're going to sing every word. And you're like, that didn't happen.
Yeah. I was going to say, do you think you can predict really well when something's going to hit?
I believed in everything that I did. What I learned is when you're predicting some shit, you just don't know how long it's going to take. But you can make that shit happen.
Yeah, okay. See You Again. This is your biggest song, at least for downloads on Spotify?
Yeah, for sure.
And you wrote it for Fast 7. I've always thought there couldn't be more pressure on a musician than to get hired for a blockbuster movie. And they're like, write us our fucking anthemic song, and it's got to be a hit. I feel like the pressure of that would be insane. It's not like you're writing a whole album and you're like, yeah, 3 of these are going to hit, and I don't know why, but I love all of them, and we'll see. But this one, they're like, go, make a fucking hit right now. Do you feel the pressure of that?
Nah.
And boy, did you deliver.
Nah,
It's kind of nuts that you got your biggest song out of that opportunity.
Yeah, for sure. I appreciate it. And I don't feel pressure at that point because I prepared for all of that. The stuff that I was wrong about, it all led me up to that point. And the shit that didn't work and the shit that I learned in between and the shit that I thought that I would never do and that I ended up realizing like, okay, this is important and this is how you finesse it and work it. It all led me up to that point. So at that time, I was the perfect man for the job.
Yeah. What shortcomings do you think you had overcome by that point? What were some of your bad habits you recognized?
Being too stubborn as an artist.
With outside feedback?
Just playing a game that I wasn't willing to play.
What made you so allergic to that?
What happened to me before when I played that game? I didn't trust the people that I was playing the game with.
Okay, because you got burned, or that's your disposition?
I just didn't trust their taste in what was good or what wasn't. I felt like my taste was superior.
Uh-huh.
And it still is, but there's also good taste along with that, and that's what I had to learn.
Did you have stepdads?
Maybe for a few months. I had one.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
Did it go the way most stepdads go?
They get beat up by your real dad.
Yo, I kept waiting
that
for my
is
dad to
common,
show up
by the
and beat up these fucking guys. I don't know where he was at. I'm like, when are we getting over to the house to beat some of these guys up? And he never showed up.
Actually,
Yeah.
did your dad know that your stepdads were being so abusive?
Well, yeah, one that blows my mind, because my dad loved to fight, so I don't understand. But the second stepdad fought my brother and threw him into a file cabinet. File cabinet knocked my brother unconscious.
Yeah.
And then we immediately moved into my dad's the next day. And I was like, when my dad catches wind of this, that this dude knocked David out, this guy's dead.
Yeah.
I don't know if it was out of respect for my mom. He didn't want to come in.
Yeah.
I was shocked that it
Yeah.
never. I'm so delighted that
Are you
happened
the
to be-
younger brother?
Yeah.
Yeah, same
5
shit
years
for
younger.
me. I'm 3 years younger, so my stepdad hit my brother as well. And my dad never put his hands on me and my brother. So my brother, he was chilling. He didn't really want to say anything about it. And
You told
I
you
said,
that?
Yeah, I said something about it. I was like, yo.
You tell him Mike beat the shit out of you.
My dad spun a car around super duper fast and, you know, he handled business. As a grown up now, I understand how difficult that can be in a relationship and shit. So it was a lot on my mom and the guy that she was with. So he didn't want to continue being family. So it's all good.
I don't know if I'm just genetically this way or it was the stepdads, but I cannot stand authority.
I think I'm just like that anyway. My parents kind of raised me just like do whatever the fuck I want to do.
Okay.
Authority or people telling you what to do. It takes me not a long time, but I have to have my own reasons to respect you. And I think that's human. That's how babies are. Like, if you approach a baby and you're like, hey, coochie goo, he's not going to fuck with you just because. He's like, bro, you never gave me no candy. You never showed me that you're going to protect me. Like, why should I fuck with you?
Yeah.
And that's kind of how I'm at. Like,
'Cause you can
like,
make
where's
that
my
noise?
candy at, bro? Like, yeah.
Yeah. You're going to need to come with more than just the Gucci goo.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Where's the
people
toys?
have to earn it.
Yeah, so there definitely was a lot of that, trying to develop that trust and just learn who I can believe when it comes to certain shit.
How would you get in your own way? Did you ever get in your own way?
Yeah, I think for me it was a lot of when you're young and you're first starting out and you don't know a lot of the opportunities that you're blowing because it's not that important to you at the time. You're hot, you're in the moment, so you're just doing shit. And you're just like, fuck it, whatever. And then 4 years later, you're like, hey, we should go talk to this person. And they're like, nah, they never want to talk to you again because you blew them off like way back then.
Yeah.
Right.
There's some stuff that I did that I didn't think it was going to be permanent.
You don't think of the long game,
Yeah,
right? You're like,
yeah.
I'm hot right now,
Yeah.
and this is never going to cool off, and I can be however I want to be.
Yeah, exactly. I definitely did some shit like that.
Have you ever made any apologies, like after the fact?
Yeah, I definitely apologize. In the music industry, it's kind of rough sometimes. You'll have to side with other people over other people. And later on down the road, you'd be like, I don't even know why we had to come to that decision. It's like, I'm sorry.
Well, like out of your loyalty to a partner, you acquire their enemies.
Right.
Yeah. That's
right.
young stuff,
Yeah,
right?
it's crazy.
I know I always say, like, anyone that their test of friendship is that you have to hate someone they hate, you should be out.
You learn that shit, though, because when you're young, you think you're being cool by, like,
Loyal, it's
hating
number one.
whoever that person hates. It just puts a little ugly little thing on it. Shit that shouldn't be there.
Have you ever had a real job?
I haven't.
You haven't?
Nah, nope.
Wow.
That's
Nah,
pretty.
I never had
Not
a job.
even
Do you
like
feel great about
Dairy
that?
I do
Queen?
feel amazing about that.
Wow.
Not Dairy Queen, not nothing.
Wow.
Nothing.
Yeah, no.
I'm jealous.
I couldn't do it. I sold weed in high school. I was like, I'm not doing this shit.
Well, that's another Snoop parallel.
Yeah.
Like Cameron Diaz says she bought weed off of Snoop in high
Yeah.
school.
Oh my
Yeah.
God, that's
Do you know that?
amazing.
Isn't that great?
I was the tall, skinny weed man. That is a good job for a tall, skinny dude
Easy
in
to
high
find.
school. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Were they trying to get you on the basketball team?
Yeah, they were.
But you weren't having that.
Nah, I was
You
more into music, bro.
Yeah, you had to write some songs.
Hell yeah. I was doing my mixtapes, getting my studio time up.
When did you start making a living at it?
I graduated in 2006, and my mom stopped working in 2008.
Damn.
Your mom being able to stop working, what was that feeling?
Shit, it's another one of the things, like, I was just in a moment. Now looking back, I'm like, that shit is pretty fucking cool.
Yes.
But I was just really in the moment, like, this is what I need to do, this is what I'm doing, and let's get it.
That's such a special thing for a kid to be able to do for their parent.
Yeah, so you were only 20. That's good.
Yeah.
That's all you want to do.
Yeah, it was pretty cool. Still is pretty cool.
Yeah.
Stay tuned for more Armchair Expert, if you dare.
Okay, so just to go through the timeline a little bit. At 20, this is probably when you start helping mom. You sign with Warner Brothers. Say Yeah comes out. That hits 25.
Yep.
This is mind-blowing, no?
The Say Yeah period was kind of weird because the music industry was changing. I got caught up in the mix. The change of power, there was a change of sound, production was changing, everything was real gray right there. The best thing that happened was I learned a lot about radio and promo and the importance of relationships with DJs and just how to start on the ground level and really get a good base, like a good core. I learned that from that time over in Warner.
And that what included like going to radio stations all the time?
Yeah,
and-
tons of radio
Uh-huh.
stations, man, like traveling all over and staying in shitty hotels and doing a lot of dinners and talking with program directors
Right.
and 300, 400 pages of drops. And they're like, yeah, we got to sit here and do these, and just learning the importance of that and what that does for a record and what that does for your career.
So 09, it's over from 09 till now.
Yeah, it was on a cracking after that.
Yeah, so you're only 22 in 09. And Black and Yellow comes out, starts at 100 and climbs to number 1.
Okay, yeah. That
that
sounds
not
about
right?
Yeah.
Here's two things. So, yeah, you're only 22, but you've been at it for 7 years. Aren't you delighted it took you at least a minute that you already had an album out, that it just got to 25, and now you have this experience in 09 where it's like you get a number 1 song? It's not like your first thing you ever did was that.
That's the thing, is like, I wish my first thing I did was that.
You don't think you picked anything up in that period? Like, I think the people I've met who first movie's an enormous hit and then they're off to the races, something gets tweaked. I think you need a little.
It's not reality.
Yeah, well, that's what I learned 9 years, 10 years in. But it's like, if you're chilling on the bench for 10 years, you're still waiting to start every game.
But it's a little sweeter, don't you think, that it takes a minute? Because that's what I'm curious about. When it comes out and it's at 100 and you're watching it climb, there's got to be these periods where like, my God, it's in the top 10. Is it going to get to?
Yeah.
Or are you thinking the whole time it's going to number one?
Even for that, my situation was real unique because when I put Black and Yellow out and when I signed with Atlantic, I was already doing shows independently that were bigger than what they could do for me. I was making more money than they could do for me, and they weren't used to seeing that from an artist in that era. So they were really trying to figure out how to bottle what I had already done.
Yeah.
So Black and Yellow was just the byproduct of all the work that I had put in. Like I had done so much promo, I had done so much touring, I had made so much merch. I went to jail for weed. I did interviews saying
before
that
already.
Yeah, I did all of that shit before Black and Yellow. And I went on an interview and told somebody I spent $10,000 a month on weed, and like the Steelers were going to the Super Bowl that year. So it was all like a whole culmination of shit that it was just my time.
Makes me think of the Beatles, you know, this whole story, how they played at a strip club in Germany for like these 6-hour sets. And they did that for years before they were the Beatles.
Yeah. When you put in that work, and you really in control of your work and your fan base and things like that, you're watching your business grow. Of course, I would have loved for my first project to go number one or for me to be the biggest thing because of my ego. Like as a kid, I'm like, yeah, I want to be the biggest, greatest. But through time, I just started to figure out what that actually was. Being the biggest, greatest version of myself is being on tour, always being in the studio, directing my own videos, having a direct connection with my fan base, showing my personality and being funny and not trying to be like everybody else, just really tapping into who I am and letting that be the best parts of my brand. That's when everything started to take off and move in a direction.
Well, what's cool about doing it that way is I think a lot of times people are young, they get a hit song and they actually have to go discover who they are publicly and go discover who they are on stage. And now all of a sudden they've got some crazy huge tour booked, but they've never done that. So you're turnkey, like you're ready for a hit because you know how to exploit it and go run with it.
Yeah, I'm definitely thankful for the time that I had in the shadows because labels don't really do that artist development. They don't make sure that your show is up to par. They don't make sure that you can perform in the studio with big producers or big artists. They just throw you in there and you have no practice or concept of what that is or how to even be yourself there.
You find your way to get your stuff in there, I
right.
imagine.
And then that time, it just let me build that confidence and those techniques to where when I was in those situations, I knew exactly what to do.
Yeah. I didn't realize you had already been arrested, but also, so in 2010, you are about to do a tour, or you're on a tour, the Wake and Bake tour, and you get arrested leaving East Carolina University.
Yeah.
And charged with possession and trafficking. Why did they think you were trafficking? Just the amount of weed you have?
No, I didn't even have a lot of weed, bro.
You didn't?
I got more weed in the car than I did on that
More weed on your person.
bus. Yeah, for real. It's because I'm black.
Yeah. No, I've said that a million times. When people first said
that's
white
insane.
privilege, I'm like, I don't know. I'm white trash. I didn't feel too privileged. But then I'm also an ex-drug addict. And I used to fucking roll around with coke on me all the time. I used to get pulled over and I didn't get searched. I'm like, oh,
That's
I
what
get
it
it.
is,
I'd be in
yeah.
prison right now, 1,000% if I weren't white.
Yeah, it's true. But it is what it is. I don't hold it against anybody.
You should be mad at me. I'm giving
No.
you permission.
It was actually a black cop who did it.
Oh, really?
Yeah, yep.
Were you in a tour bus?
Yeah, I was on a tour bus. I was on a college campus, and they looked at my Twitter, and I was talking about smoking weed on there. Who cares?
But again, are they on the Twitter of the white
Exactly. No.
musicians coming through town?
That's what I'm saying.
What I always think about is like Willie Nelson. That bus has got to have a
Oh my
fucking kilo on
God.
it.
Yeah.
I don't ever hear about him getting arrested.
Nah, it's very select. I'm not here to like fucking change the world. It is what it is.
But you've been arrested for weed several times.
Yeah, hell
So
yeah.
I think an explanation is warranted.
Plenty of
Yeah.
times. So yeah, we had a tour bus. We were on campus. They had quote unquote been tipped off, and that was their reason for being able to search the
That was their
bus.
probable cause.
Yeah.
Are you stressed in that situation or you're fine?
Shit.
Be honest.
Honestly, I was kind of like just being a rock star about it.
Okay, I can imagine
Yeah.
clicking into that gear.
Get the cameras, like everybody film this shit.
Yeah,
I
channel
had
it.
all my fans outside. I'm like, yeah, y'all gonna start a riot out this bitch, blah, blah, blah. You fucking with the wrong dude. Like, all that fun stuff.
300,000 bail you had to post to get out of that.
It was $3 million.
What?
Oh, what?
It was 300,000, but it was 10 of us.
Oh
my
my God.
Yeah, yeah.
We just did an episode about bail bonds.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
interesting.
So who comes up with that money? You or the label? Who gets a call? It's like you
There
got-
was no label, bro. I told you I was
Oh.
independent at the
Oh,
time.
I'm sorry. I thought you were already on Atlantic.
Nah, I wasn't on Atlantic. I was independent at that time. But this is what I was telling you about how big my brand and my business was. They arrested us and they gave us $3 million bail. Me and my manager, his name is Will. Shout out to Will. We posted our bail, which is 10%, 30,000, 60 for us, and then we had to pay the bail bondsman. His percentage was 20, so we had to pay 80,000 to get out, and then we paid a lawyer another 20,000 to get all the charges dropped down. And he knocked all the charges down, and we had to pay another 20,000 for everybody to get out. So 40 for everybody to get out. So it was like 110 grand. We had the 110,000 on the bus in cash from merch money.
Oh,
Oh, my
baby.
We were
God.
smashing them. We were killing them.
When you drop the bag of money, you just got to be a little bit of pride in that.
Yeah,
like, oh, yeah,
I
no,
hope
we're
so.
good. Go ahead and set the bail, whatever you want.
Yeah. I looked at my guys when we were in jail. I said, because you know they call your name when you're getting released. So they said, Cameron Tamaz. I was like, I'm getting all y'all out. Don't worry about nothing. And they was out before the sun was down.
Oh,
Oh,
wonderful.
wow.
Yeah, $3 million bail, independent.
Yes, that must feel so powerful.
Yeah, yeah.
4 years later, you got arrested in El Paso.
Yeah, I wasn't about nothing.
That was just possession as well, right? But you did a jail selfie, which I kind of like. It made me curious how you had your phone in jail.
Yeah, because I just, I'm slick.
Okay, so maybe they got one off you and you had another?
Nah.
No.
Okay.
Okay.
I just.
Go ahead. Is this stressing you out, this question?
No, it's a jail selfie, so it was legendary. Like, you know what I
Yes,
mean?
I never
Like,
seen a jail selfie.
It's a legendary jail selfie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's iconic.
Yeah, hell yeah.
How do you have your phone, though?
How did I have my phone?
How'd you have a phone in there?
It's big business, baby.
Okay.
We're not learning that secret.
Yeah, I'm dying to know. Maybe Al Farrell will find out what happened. Okay. Things start taking off. 2012, you have ONIFC. See You Again comes out, as we talked about. It's enormous. Does that change anything for you?
For sure.
In what way? Does it give you access? Were there people you wanted to work with? Like, what were the things you desired before that song that became very obtainable after that song?
It was more just that song opened me up to like Oscar shit because I was nominated for an Oscar that year. So I got invited to some cool ass parties and some cool ass events that I wouldn't have been associated with just with music.
How do you do at those events?
I'm cool.
You feel comfortable?
Yeah. I like those because nobody's security is with them. It's like everybody's guard is down. You're kind of forced to mingle. And like I said, I'm really good in those situations.
Yeah.
So you might end up being cool with somebody who you never even thought that you would like have anything in common with.
Who's someone that you connected with?
I'm cool with everybody, but somebody who was super chill. What's the guy's name from Catfish?
The document,
Nev?
Nev.
Nev is cool as fuck, yo.
Okay.
Yeah, that's my boy, man.
There we go.
I love that.
I didn't think Nev was gonna be that cool. But I never knew. I never knew I was gonna be cool with Nev.
Right.
That's my partner.
Oh, lovely.
That's great
Yeah.
for
Yeah, how could you
Nev.
expect that?
How cool.
I'm jealous of Nev
I
right
know,
now,
me
aren't
too,
you?
Yeah, he's a cool
Yeah.
dude, bro.
Oh, wait, I have a question.
Yeah, please.
When you were young and making the mixtapes, you're in your driven mode. What was for you the goal? Is it, I want everyone to respect me? I want everyone to like me? I get approval? Was it, I want money?
Yeah, what's the driving force?
Yeah.
When I was hustling and making my come up, being that it was the blog era, that was mainly the audience that I was trying to impress. It was the blogs that I had consumed at the time. I wanted to be on those front pages. I wanted to be at the top. I wanted to be getting the clicks. I wanted to be getting the comments. I wanted to be getting good comments. And I wanted to be making great art that people respected and knew what my point of view was. That was my main goal, to make classics just based off of that criteria. Like, what's going to make the blogs go crazy?
You're reluctant to say anyone that you were aiming at, but was there anybody whose career you were like, yeah, that's kind of the one I want?
Nah, because everybody at that time really had super duper mainstream careers. Young Jeezy or Lil Wayne or Rick Ross. Those were the dudes who were really on when I was coming up. So for me, in my class, in my era, it was always Drake. Drake was the bar of what we could do. Even in the mixtape era, his mixtape So Far Gone was like one of the best. I think mine, Kush and Orange Juice, and Drake's So Far Gone is probably the most classic mixtapes out of that era. And then people will put it in order between one or two, but Drake set the bar and everybody had to kind of keep up with that shit.
Well, that tour you were on was kind of based on Kush and Orange Juice, no?
It was based on everything that I was doing at that time. I had Kush and Orange Juice. I had Burn After Rollin'. I was dropping the mixtapes simultaneously with the tours.
Once you were on the label, did they mind the mixtapes since they were free and they didn't see it as competition with themselves?
Nah, they knew that was part of my formula of keeping my fans entertained, because the main thing with me was not changing how I did things. They wanted to keep it organic, and they wanted to keep me in charge of my fan base, but just multiply it.
It's very businessy. I don't know if anyone hates this, but it's a very Taylor Swift model where she's running the whole business.
Yeah.
It feels like you're in that position too. Where
Yeah.
It's your business and you're very aware of it.
When you know your fan base and your brand, and if your label is smart and they know that you're better at it than them,
Right, you
Yes.
get it better than they do.
everybody eats when the project is successful. Let's just do it the best way possible. And a lot of my career was based off of the trust that I knew what my taste in fans was.
When you toured with Fall Out Boy, how'd that come about? We're friends with Pete.
Yeah, we love Pete.
Pete's the man. It was really fun to go on tour with him too. I had always been a headliner up to that point. I wanted to go on a tour with a group who had done it before and was bigger than me in a different genre, so we could connect fan bases.
Yeah.
Some of my favorite tours were a mixture where it was like Metallica and Snoop, or Rage Against the Machine and Wu-Tang.
Yes.
So I wanted to create an experience like that.
And when you would look out in the audience, could you differentiate who was there for you and who was there for Fall Out Boy, or you'd have no idea?
Only the face paint would let me know who was there for Fall Out
No one comes in face paint for your shows.
Boy. But other than that, it was really blended.
Yeah. And you were playing what, arenas and stuff with them?
We were doing amphitheaters.
Okay. You just were on tour, and I'm a little bit resentful at you because of it, because we had Snoop scheduled and then he left for this tour. So you guys were just on this high school tour together. How many shows did you guys play together? How long did you know him before this?
We did 47 shows, and we've been cool since 2011.
Where did you meet?
I met Snoop at his original compound. I don't remember what side of town it was on.
I think it was in Tarzana.
Yeah, it was at the original
With the Lakers
compound.
court.
Yeah, yep.
And you click with him immediately?
Yeah,
Yeah, you guys have a similar vibe, I got to say.
that's my bro. I learned a lot from Snoop because I never really hung around too many celebrities. The ones that I did hang around that weren't like my immediate circle, they kind of gave off the vibe that they were like threatened a little bit, not really comfortable being themselves around me. And Snoop was the first one that was like giving me the game and telling me how to do stuff and making sure I was good and really being a big homie out here.
Yeah,
like,
a mentor.
yeah, somebody who wanted me to win.
And did he offer that to you, or did you pursue it, or was it completely equal?
It was mutual. He came up on my music from his son.
Oh, really?
Yeah, his son was listening to my mixtape. And Snoop heard it and he was like, what the fuck? This sounds like some of my old shit.
Yeah.
The shit that he's talking about. He's like, people don't talk about that shit no more. What the fuck is this? And he's like, this Wiz Khalifa. This a young nigga? Damn. Like, I didn't know no young nigga could talk like that. He called me while I was on tour And he was just like, yeah, man, you know, I really fuck with your music. I want to do a song with you.
Oh my God.
And I want to meet you when you come to LA. And then I came to LA and we shot a video for the song that we had. But I was so cool. He was like, man, we got to shoot a movie. We got to do a soundtrack. He was like, you need to move out here. You need to move right around the corner from my house.
Wow.
Yeah, he was like, I want you to move right around the corner from my house.
Oh, that's really beautiful.
Yeah, hell yeah.
And you guys did a movie together in 2012.
Yeah, that's what happened. As soon as he told me to do it, I did it. I was like, I'm moving to LA. I'm moving around the corner from Snoop's house. We're going to shoot a movie. We did all of that shit. We did the soundtrack, and Young, Wild, and Free ended up being on that soundtrack. We recorded that in his closet in his apartment.
Oh my
way.
God.
Yeah, we shot the movie. The movie ended up doing pretty well.
Yeah.
We went on a fun promo tour for that.
Do you ever like take a step back or bird's eye view the whole thing and think like, whoa, I'm
best friends with Snoop.
with Snoop?
I do.
That's crazy.
There's times when I'm on stage where I'm like, man, that's crazy. This is wild.
I love that. I love making space for both. We were just talking about this because one of my friends is Robert Downey Jr. I've known him for now, I don't know, 15 years. And he's both a normal dude I'm friends with. But then also I hold at the same time how fucking special he is to me. Both things can work at the same time.
Bro, I got Snoop Dogg tatted on me, bro.
Oh, you
Oh,
do?
wow.
Yeah, that's
Before
what-
you met him?
Nah, like
Oh,
since
that's sweet.
I've known him. Probably like 2 years ago I got his face tatted on me. Just randomly. I was like, I love this dude so much. Like,
Oh my God, this is
lovely.
great.
yeah, that's really my guy.
When you're in a town, what will you guys do?
We just hang out backstage, really.
Okay. You're at the hotel or you're at the venue. You're not out getting the best burger in Denver.
No. Because he's super noticeable.
Yeah, he's too.
yeah.
And I'm pretty noticeable. And he taught me that it's cool to be like this, to where we're super friendly, love to be around people, love to interact. And, you know, it's just based off of people's temperature. And if it gets a little bit too rowdy, we always have somebody in the cut who can kind of mediate and get us up out of there.
A little buffer.
So we always the nice person, and everybody's happy, and that's all you're going to remember.
Yeah. What a great mentor to have. Okay, so I'm old and I was an adult when his music came out. What he was at the beginning, how Tipper Gore, all these people are like protesting him on the news all the time. Is this guy bad for society? Now he's on Sesame Street. My kids in the school down the street, they have a hip hop month where they study hip hop. They came home and they have outlines of Snoop Dogg. They got to fucking color him in.
Yeah.
I'm like, look at this life story. From where he was in 95 to being taught at this elementary school and to be in the halftime show at the Super Bowl and own the whole city as his fucking city. It's such an incredible story. What makes it so great is I'm obsessed with him. He has always seemed so comfortable in his own skin. So if he's standing up backstage to Suge, which is a crazy side of him that no one can relate to, and then playing with little kids, they're all real. There's space for all of it. He can be the sweetest guy in the world. He can also sing his truth about what he saw and what he was involved in. And it all can happen in one package. And I find it incredible.
Yeah.
Do you think he's been encouraging about showing the softer, playful, funnier side? Because I think people shied away from that in the 90s.
Snoop's all about transition. So the old Snoop Dogg, he doesn't want people to think of him now as that. And I think a lot of people get too caught up with trying to be who they were when he's perfectly happy with his legacy that he left, and he's doing what Snoop Dogg right now would do. He's on top of his game at everything that he's doing. And it's not repeating. He can visit it for you because he's been through a lot of different stages, and to know him is to know that those are real points in his life. So he's just going to keep developing and keep getting more advanced as his life gets more advanced.
Yeah. You take your kid on tour with you, right? Your son? Then we have the same age.
I got to take a piss real quick.
yeah.
Real fast.
Yeah, no problem.
I just wanted to start
We'll step
before
out.
No.
take a little bit.
Take your time. I'll beat you with your arm.
Cool. Oh yeah, there's no door in
Oh, can we come in? Okay, yeah.
Yeah, we good to go.
Stop hitting me! God! We talk about abuse and then here you are.
You're going to be named in a trial. When this goes to trial, you witness the whole thing when
Yeah.
I
I didn't
assaulted
see
Monica.
shit.
I didn't see shit.
So I was taking a nap.
I ain't getting stitches.
Not getting jumped when I go to Detroit.
Okay, yeah, watch out.
Hey, Atlanta might come for you too.
Yeah.
Let's be
That's true for
careful.
not turning on me and becoming a key witness to put me behind bars. Is that what you mean?
Yeah, protect me.
And you have a place in Pittsburgh as well?
I do got a crib in Pittsburgh.
How often are you there?
A couple times a year because, like I said, I got family there.
You do Christmas?
Thanksgiving. I try to do one holiday there. I celebrate my sibling who passed away. I usually celebrate his birthday. So either I'll do it there or out here. And then I'll do a holiday there. I usually go back home just to go kick it, like go to a game or something like that. So then I'll go see my little cousins. So I'm home pretty often.
You have to be like Rocky going to Philadelphia. I mean, the fact
Oh
that you
my
got
God.
Black and Yellow as a song, it's got to be the anthem of Pittsburgh, no?
It's crazy, dog. I actually thought it was corny to have on Black and Yellow today. I was like, is this weird? But then
No.
I didn't think it was corny. I thought it would look gimmicky, like I meant to put on Black
Right.
and
Too
Yellow.
self-conscious.
No, I don't give a fuck.
No, I'm saying the look might appear self-conscious,
yeah,
like you
yeah.
thought too much about it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like what if Wiz Khalifa just really walks around in black and yellow all the time? That'd be crazy, right?
No, they'd be like, this
Like this
motherfucker
fool
walks
loves
the
his
walk.
brand. Yeah,
He
exactly.
walks the walk.
Yeah.
Dude, I was somewhere at a camping trip and McConaughey was driving around the parking lot in circles in a goddamn Lincoln Navigator. I said, look at this
wow.
motherfucker. He is doing it just like he's in the commercial.
Yeah.
It's real. I'm a little hurt that I walked you over to my Lincoln, which is the most black and gold car you're ever going to fucking see. And you didn't grab onto that.
Those rims are gold.
They're
Yeah,
gold.
not yellow.
I mean, OG Pittsburgh is black and gold, but it was always yellow though. Like that's why I said
Okay.
black and yellow. And when I switched it,
These are going to be expensive rims to replace to make them yellow.
you gotta
'cause
get yellow Forgiatos, man.
Oh.
You can do it. You got bread.
I got paper.
He really
Yeah.
does. Kids is where you were.
Yes. Is he 10? Your son? Sebastian?
Yeah, he's 10 years old.
Okay, so I have a 10-year-old too.
Oh, cool.
What's his reaction to it all?
I think there's a mixture. There is those times where you're like, oh man, I hope they're really loving this and just soaking this in. And they're just worried about being a kid. And they're just
Yeah.
like nodding off on the side of the stage.
It's late.
Yeah, I love those times too because I'm like, oh, he's being a kid.
Yeah.
And then there's times where he's locked in and I can tell he's paying attention and seeing different shit, seeing it in a different way. And I'm like, wow, this is cool too because I'm not pushing him into it. He's naturally vibing with it.
I don't think it's terrible that we want our kids. I want my kids to think I'm cool.
Yeah. Yeah.
When you're on tour with them, I heard you talking about this on Kimmel, that there's the kid version of tour and then there's the adult version of tour. Just walk me through, like when he's with you, how many dates will he go out with you?
He could ride for the whole tour.
The
if
whole
he
tour.
wants to. He usually goes back like a week or two early. This year he went back 2 weeks early to start school and shit.
Was he at Red Rock? Did you do Red Rock?
That was a 420 show.
Who smokes more weed, you or Snoop?
Me now.
I had a question about weed. Well, first of all, let's talk about you have your own weed. You have your own strain, Khalifa Kush.
Best weed in the world.
What does Snoop say? Because he's got his own strain, right?
Best weed in the world. They be like, man, don't give me that KK, man. Give me something else. We call it KK. Khalifa
And
Kush.
is it sativa or indica heavy?
Indica?
You're very prolific on it. You're energized by it. You're creative on it.
Yep.
When do we start? As soon as we wake up?
Hell yeah.
Now, do you not want like an hour without it so you have something to compare it to? Does that make sense?
Yeah,
Like, how
I'm-
do you even know if you're stoned when you wake up?
If you're me,
Yeah, tell me.
which nobody is.
Yeah, who could be? There's 4 guys in the whole world that could pull those boots off, and you're one of them.
Yeah. And then I follow the other 4 on Instagram. I got other shit to do other than smoking weed. The weed is a part of it. So I gotta wake up. I got 4 dogs. I gotta feed those dogs. I got my son. I gotta make sure he's up, brushing his teeth, getting his outfit together, making sure he's fresh as hell for school. That's your hour right there.
I got you.
Without smoking weed.
Okay, and then you drive your kid to school.
Yeah.
Me too.
But I get stoned before I drive.
Okay,
I hit
that's
the
good.
weed before we leave.
Right,
to
so you
go.
don't have a road rage incident.
I mean, it just makes everything better. Life is better when you're high.
Wait,
But
can we talk
to
about that?
your
I'm
point,
curious.
Yeah.
there's some times where I wake up and it's the very first thing that I do.
Sure. Yeah, if you don't have
But
your responsibilities.
It's
right?
not mandatory to be the very first thing. But we wake and bake over here every day.
Right. What's the name of a tour 10 years ago, for Christ's sake?
yeah.
You declared
So,
this long ago.
It's just, there's levels to it. A lot of people look at being constantly stoned as never having a sober moment in life. And that's not what is going on over here. I'm just more high than I'm not.
And, go ahead. Did you want one
Well,
before?
I was just curious. When did you start smoking?
I don't really tell people when I start smoking.
Because you don't want to encourage other
Yeah, I don't
9-year-olds.
wanna
I
encourage
see.
nobody.
Got
Yeah,
it. Copy.
yeah.
Okay.
There's like actors not admitting they're on testosterone
That makes
like
sense.
I do.
It makes
I don't want
sense.
kids taking testosterone.
Hey,
But when
yes,
you
do.
started smoking, did you immediately feel more productive or energized, or I feel less
Anxious?
angry or anxious, or what
I
did
started
it do?
smoking for music purposes.
Oh,
Because
got
I
it.
didn't smoke weed all the time, but coming up. I
In
was,
Japan.
Yeah, I was a normal kid and shit. And then I got exposed to it. And I was around a bunch of musicians who were smoking a shit ton of pot.
Yeah.
And they were like, man, you're hard, but like, you know, that's how we talk. You can rap. Like, your
Right.
music is hard. You're good at what you do, but as soon as you start smoking weed, it's going to take it to the next level. I was like, nah, whatever. I'm good. And then one day I was like, fuck it, I'm going to just try it. And then I heard music totally differently.
Whoa.
Like, it was a completely different experience with music that I had ever had. And it was something that I could physically grasp. So I started smoking weed and playing with music. I was already recording before, but that was the thing that drew me to it. And then just life experiences based around pot, meeting people. I'm the weed guy. You know, you guys do whatever you want to do. I'm the guy who's going to get stoned. And then being in the neighborhoods that I grew up in too, there's a lot of other shit to be getting into that's way worse.
I got into all that. You weren't drawn to that at all?
No. Weed was just the way to be down, but not be fully, not even like with using hard drugs, because I'm on the other side of it being black. It's like selling that shit. You know what I'm
Right,
saying? I
right.
never wanted to sell hard drugs because it gets way more violent. You got way more people trying to rob you. The vibe is totally different. So I was always cool selling weed in high school as opposed to different things. Yeah, so it just made me more comfortable.
And this business you have is no enormous, no? It's like national.
Yeah, we're all over the place, man.
Is it insanely profitable?
Yeah.
It's another poker in the fire, right? It's another opportunity.
Yeah, for sure.
As all this stuff ebbs and flows as it does, right? This is maybe more predictable and stable.
Nah, I wouldn't say predictable and stable because the laws change all the time.
But they're only getting more lenient, no? It looks like the trend is that, well, I don't know however many
It's
states
still
are
new.
right now, like 24
It's
states.
still new. Where we're at right now, we weren't here 5 years ago. So as profitable as it is and looking right now, I wouldn't have been able to say this 5 years ago. So 5 years from now, we're planning on that, but
Yeah.
you never fucking know.
Yeah.
Right. Because what is it in right now? 24 states or something?
Yeah, yep.
Now also you're at the front of the shrooms business.
Yeah, yep.
Tell me about this.
I just started a company called Mr. Caps, and with mushrooms, the psychedelic kind of mushrooms aren't necessarily legal yet, but you can grow your own mushrooms that still have medicinal properties, calming, and just connecting. There's a lot of research being done with mushrooms and their connectivity to the human DNA.
Well, if they're not psilocybins, what are they? Like lion's mane and stuff?
There's so many different ones that you can grow. So we got the whole menu.
And will you get into psilocybins if those get legal?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
That's the crossover. So we got the regular brand already, grassroots, 5-10 years, however long it takes for the psilocybin to become legal. Then we just add that to the menu.
And how do you deal with this is probably too personal, but I know when it was started in the early days, because the banks are federal and it's still federally illegal, how do you deal with all the money?
The main thing is how you have your crops grown. That's where we're the best and the most safe at. And that's how the money is able to flow the way that it does. The seeds are able to flow the way it does. The product is able to flow the way it does.
Is it mostly grown in California?
It's grown all over the place, but it's
it is.
by one company.
And it's the same seed everywhere.
Yeah.
Stay tuned for more Armchair Expert, if you dare.
Okay, now Khali Sober. That's your newest album.
Yeah.
Listen to it all morning over and over again.
Okay.
It's so fucking good.
Thanks, bro.
Oh my God. Sexy Bath
Yeah.
is incredible.
Thank you, man.
Sexy Bath. The first song on the album, Khali Sober, is you and Mike Tyson smoking weed.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, yep.
How incredible is that?
Fun.
Yeah, tell me about that. You invite him to the studio? How does this get arranged?
I did Mike's podcast, and they took I did the mixtape with DJ Who Kid. And like I was telling you about mixtape culture,
Yeah.
artist DJ. So I'm the artist, Who Kid's the DJ. And I was like, yo, chop up some shit and just make it fun. And he took a clip from the podcast that me and Mike Tyson, when we were smoking on his podcast, because he smokes a lot of weed.
Yeah. This is a potentially dicey question, but do you feel like your hands are tied talking about other people? Let's just say culturally, I think there's a different dynamic about talking about other people's business.
You mean like between black people and white people?
Yeah. Don't you think?
No.
No?
Nah.
No, okay.
I don't think so.
Okay.
I think I know what you're talking about, though. I think you're saying, like, if you say something about a black dude, he'd be like, what the fuck you talking about, man? Let me say my name, bro.
Well, yeah, I don't know if I would do that character, but I definitely think minding each other's privacy is part of the...
Well, to me,
I think that's
for
just
obvious reasons.
I think it's
Because
just
of
general, like,
respect.
common respect, yeah.
yeah. But I think you're saying because there's more of a vulnerability. That's just the reality. Like you said, the cops are arresting you for things they're not arresting other people for.
Yeah.
So there's a sense of like,
Also,
don't get me in trouble type of thing.
Well, hold on. Even the expression putting you on blast, that didn't
Yeah.
come out of the white world. We took it.
It might
we
have.
loved it.
That shit might have came from
We'll have
Alabama.
Well,
We'll have to
there's
look it up.
there's some country shit that's,
That's what I'm
pretty
saying,
close.
like,
No,
some-
I feel you. I feel you.
some of them
Some of the
down-
country stuff is pretty indistinguishable from some of
It's
the
just, you
stuff.
know, it just travels, you know?
True.
And a lot of country slang is hood slang.
I know.
100%.
That's true.
West Coast got their own slang. East Coast got their own slang. East Coast slang is crazy. My New York family, oh man, I love talking to them.
Really.
Yeah, yeah. But back to the putting you on blast.
Yeah.
What's the context of that? Because I want to know.
Well, like, I asked you about Tyson. I just felt like this slight little
Like I didn't want to say nothing about him?
apprehension to like indulge. Yeah.
Oh, all right. You want a Mike Tyson story?
Yeah.
He's cool as fuck.
Yeah.
I met Mike Tyson at the Grammys, and he gave me like a big ass hug, and like that's how I thought he was gonna be. Like anybody who doesn't meet Mike Tyson, they're gonna think like, oh, this dude's scary or he's gonna punch you in the face. But I'm like, I'm a fan of Mike Tyson, and he's standing right next to me. I was like, what's up, Mike? And he was like, oh, he gave me a hug. He was like, what's up? And then that's what our relationship's always been based off of, just being cool and shit like that. So that's why I was able to do his podcast and like smoke hella weed with him.
Okay, I love him. He's one of my favorite people. I have more of his quotes memorized than almost anybody. He's always my favorite on Stern. He's so fucking good.
Yeah, he's a good dude.
I've got a few insane Mike Tyson stories. I think you'll enjoy this one. I had been on, you're already snickering
I don't know
like
what
you're
it
nervous.
is.
I had been on TV for 5 minutes, okay? I go to Vegas with a friend to go see a fight, and a few people recognized me, and I was so excited. So the friend I'm with, we're sitting at the fight, and fucking Mike Tyson's like 6 rows ahead of us. And he teasing me, he's like, why don't you go see if Mike Tyson's a fan? Seem to think everyone here knows who you are. And I'm like, oh, yeah. Funny. We're leaving the fight. We're walking down the hallway of the MGM. I feel a hand on my shoulder. I turn around, there's this enormous dude, like 6'8", and he goes, Mike wants to talk to you. I look beyond him, and Mike Tyson's there. I'm like, oh my God, Mike Tyson knows who I am. He wants to talk to me. I go up to Mike Tyson. I'm like, hey, I'm Dax. He goes, yeah, I know who you are. I saw the punk. You're so funny. I can't believe you can do that on the spot. I'd love to be on the show. I'm like, oh my God, we would fucking love to have you on the show. You name the day, you know? I swear to God, Wiz, 7 days later, I'm in LA at the Staples Center for the NBA All-Star game. Walk outside, waiting for valet, look over, Mike Tyson's 10 feet away. I'm with a new friend. Now I'm going to show off. I go, check this out. Mike Tyson loves me. Go up to Mike Tyson. Just start by putting my hand right on his shoulder. Hey, Mike, way too much. He turns around, he looks at me, and he goes, get your fucking hand off my shoulder. And I take my hand off, but I think,
It's me, Dax.
oh, he's showing me that he can punk me. And I go, oh my God, that's great. Now I tap him. Now I'm like, oh yeah, that's great.
Yeah.
And he's like, touch me again, I'm going to break your fucking head open.
Damn.
And then I realize, oh, he's not joking. Somehow in 7 days, he knew who I was 7 days ago. And now at the Staples Center, he has no clue who I am. And it
Yeah.
was quite a moment.
He didn't see that week's episode of Punk.
Exactly.
forgot.
My theory is he must have seen Punked in the elevator on the way down to the fight. It was fresh in his mind. And then he just erased his hard drive that week.
Yeah.
Or
You guys
I've
I've
He
seen him
was-
since, though. And then he's been very, very sweet.
Maybe he thought he was getting punked, so he was playing along.
Whatever the case was,
That's a good one.
I had not had
Right?
that feeling looking at another man since I was a kid, where I was like,
Yeah.
"Oh,
Uh-oh.
you're in deep shit right
Yeah.
now."
Yeah.
This goes sideways.
That's
Like
fair.
you are in deep shit.
Damn, bro. Mike's pretty scary.
He can be,
And that's what it is. It's 50-50, man. It can go both ways.
but he's also like so sweet. I've seen the sweet side of him too, and I'm
Yeah.
delighted to see he's doing well and he's got the
It's
podcast.
the weed, man.
Yeah, it works for him.
Yep.
My favorite thing he said on Stern was, if someone tells me that having a lot of money will make you happy, what I know about them immediately is they've never had a lot of money.
Yeah, it's pretty true.
Okay, well, the new album's incredible. Everyone should be buying Khalifa Kush
Smoke it.
and Khali Sober. That's pretty funny because that's a saying, obviously.
Yeah, yep.
I just learned it.
You did.
Yeah.
I quit drinking recently, so
Oh, you did.
yeah, so I'm actually Khali sober.
How's that going?
Really good.
Monica just did it for a month.
Yeah.
Well, no,
I did it for a month
A month?
ish. Yeah, I did.
cool.
I didn't like it. I'm back on it. Back
Drinking's
on the
fun
sauce.
as fuck.
I know.
Yeah.
Tell me about
the
it.
sauce is awesome.
What made you get off? You just wanted to be healthier?
I just got too much shit to do. It don't balance in with all of that shit. Getting fucked up. You can't do both.
You get to an age where a hangover, you're out for a fucking day. Like, okay, I just erased a day out of my life.
If there's one that I would rather commit to, it's this one.
Yeah.
Mary Jane.
Makes sense.
Okay, well, listen, it's been a blast meeting you. I hope everybody immediately goes and listens to Khali Sober.
Yeah, listen to Khali Sober,
It's
man.
so good. Fuck, is it good?
And I got new music on the way too. I'm gonna be dropping another mixtape at the end of this month.
Ooh.
Where does one go to get the mixtape? Because I even went on Spotify to listen to some of your mixtapes. It'll come up, but I can't play it. Are mixtapes as available as your normal releases or no?
Yeah, they are.
What one did I just look? I
Maybe-
bet if I pull up Spotify right now, I can tell you the one that I got. Jazzmatazz Guru, because Guru died.
You might have to upgrade your subscription, player.
Whoa.
Player,
We
are
should
on
be, yeah, we have an
Spotify. We
exclusive
got-
podcast with Spotify. It should be available to us.
Yeah, 28 grams I can't listen to on Spotify.
Oh, that's not on Spotify.
It looks like it's there and it's got all the songs, but when I push play, they're like, no, you can't.
Yeah.
That seems like
So, like, where
something-
would I listen to 28 grams?
That was a free mixtape. So when I dropped that was at a time where this website called Dat Piff was really popular. Dat Piff isn't even up anymore. So just even the format of that is not updated in streaming form.
Okay.
28 grams is a package of files that if you had it before, you can listen to it. But to go on streaming service right now, it doesn't exist because the free music hasn't been cleared. The producers haven't been put through the system.
I think it's on SoundCloud.
Is it on
SoundCloud?
SoundCloud?
Is that where I should go to get all your mixtapes?
Nah, not all of them. Some of the mixtapes have crossed over into streaming services, but I have so many mixtapes that some slip through the cracks.
Yeah.
Just
Yeah.
Google it.
You're so prolific, it's crazy.
I am.
I know, you are.
Yeah.
Like a motherfucker.
Yeah, I really am.
Like, how many mixtapes have you made? Do you know?
In the 20s, man.
What album is Khali Sober? What number is that?
20-something.
Wow.
And do you feel it's slowing down at all or no?
Nah, I just said I'm releasing another mixtape at the end of this month.
And is it just as easy for you to be creative now that you're comfortable? That can get in your way.
It's easy for me to be creative. I don't really feel comfortable. My goal and just drive comes from being inspired and like getting better musically. So I feel like I could write songs better this week than I've been able to write in my whole life. Knowing that and just applying those techniques and for the world to be able to hear it and coming up with different business models and plans and just being excited about the job and getting to work and having a goal and accomplishing that shit. Like, that's what my music really is to me.
How many hours in a given week will you be in a studio?
I usually start at like 7 o'clock and I usually get done at 2 in the morning.
Whoa.
7 p.m.
Yeah.
and you go to 2 in the morning.
Yeah.
And how many days a week do you do that?
5.
Get out. You're working it like a job.
Might as well.
And people come by. Are you by yourself?
People come by. Sometimes I'm by myself. Sometimes I work at home.
Do you like collaborating?
I love to collaborate.
And do you have a dream collaboration you haven't done yet?
I'm down to work with anybody who wants to work
Okay, I'll
with
do
me.
it. I'll do it. Say no more.
let's
Say
get
no
it.
more.
Let's get it, bro.
Let's do it. Detroit and Pittsburgh.
Yeah,
Everyone's
there's-
been waiting for
There's
this.
a couple people I want to work with. Jay-Z would be fun to work with.
Okay, that was
Eminem would be fun to work with.
You're just
Detroit.
hitting all the.
you're singing to the choir now.
Raphael Sadiq, I want to work with him. Swiss Beats is a producer that I want to work with. Not just a producer, but that's my partner, and I've been wanting to work with him for a long time. There's a couple people that I want to do some music with.
Can we talk about Jay-Z for 1 second?
Sure.
Oh my God, I love him so much.
Jay-Z's tight, right?
Fuck.
Dax wants to be him. I would say.
I was about to say JD. That's Jermaine Dupri. We can't do that. But yeah, Jay-Z's the shit.
There's so many things we could focus on. There's the music.
Yeah.
There's just him.
Yeah.
One of my best embarrassing stories of all time. My wife had invited me to the Met Gala like 4 times. And I said, I don't want to go to that. I don't want to wear a tuxedo, blah, blah, blah.
That was one of those times you were getting in the way of yourself.
Absolutely.
Because you should have been at the Met Gala for sure.
Well, she
Yeah,
said,
right?
you're going to come this year because we'll be at Jay-Z's table. And I said, we will absolutely be there. I
Yeah,
cannot
yeah.
wait. Go to the Met Gala. And at the table is a bunch of exciting people. Sacha Baron Cohen's there. Kanye's there. Jay-Z and Beyonce. I think it's fair to say everyone liked me. Jay-Z, I gave my A game to. And I promise you, if he'd seen me in the bathroom in the middle of the meal, he wouldn't have known who I was.
Right.
It was the biggest misfire of my life.
Hope's like a tough crowd.
He is. He doesn't have any people pleaser in him. Or maybe at this point he doesn't.
I don't think that has anything to do with it, but sure. He don't come from that era.
People pleasing?
Yeah.
Do you feel that need?
Just naturally, I came up kind of people pleasing. It didn't have anything to do with my career. It's just more of my surroundings.
Well, you're the younger brother like me.
Yeah.
And all the moving around.
Yeah,
like,
the
you have to.
moving. And a lot of my environment was doing shit so I could just kind of blend and, you know what I mean, and just get by. I'm not going to really blame it on not being like everybody else, but I never fit in.
You were always playing a role a little bit.
Not really playing a role, but it's like you got to find some type of normal to be normal. I didn't want to be on my own island just anywhere. That's why I'm able to be an entertainer, because I can connect with people on some level. And that's a passion of mine too, is connecting with people. So being weird, you got to figure out a way to connect with people. And sometimes that's just understanding them. And, you know, early on, you don't really know when you're doing more for a crowd or if you're really doing it for yourself because you're good at it.
Right, yeah, yeah.
Yes.
So it's like, who is this really for?
They can
Like,
start leading you a little bit instead of you leading them.
Right. And you just have to get back to what your original reason for being there is. So I think in life, I learned the difference between people loving me for who I am and putting on that show.
I think I walked away from the Jay-Z experience going, I get it. This dude's attention and time, he knows the value of it.
He don't got to put on no
He's
show
not
for nobody.
squandering it, and he
Yeah.
don't need.
And some people don't
friends.
like small talk and shit like
Yeah.
that. Like, that's cool. There's nothing wrong with that. I respect that. Hella.
Yeah.
I envy it. I'm a people pleaser. If we get in an elevator together, man, I'll fucking break the silence. I'll make sure it's not awkward. Like, let's go. I'll tell some jokes. There's no way I
cool.
can just sit in there and be awkward with you. You're going to get a show.
Because you
figured-
don't want to be uncomfortable. It's about your own comfort level.
That's true.
Yeah.
Because uncomfortable silence is not uncomfortable to everybody.
Yeah. It's, if you're the one saying, like, I got to break it, that means you're uncomfortable.
Oh, to
Right.
me, it's insufferable.
You're right.
Silence.
Yeah.
Oh, it's terrifying. What's
I
going to
like it.
happen?
I like to be quiet sometimes.
You do.
Yeah.
All right. Well, this has been a blast. You're one of only a handful of guests that have been taller than me, so you're in an elite group.
And younger than me.
Yeah, younger than Monica and taller
Few
than
days,
Dax.
man.
Still, it
15
counts.
days. A lot happened in those 15 days.
So much happened.
Your mom was in labor. That was it. Or my mom was in labor. That was it.
That's true.
Yeah, your mom was like, it's time.
I was early, so maybe we were supposed to be the same
To be
age.
birthday
Exactly.
buddies.
We were supposed to be
Yeah.
birthday buddies, but I
We
can't
would
really.
still be birthday buddies, technically.
We can be.
Yeah.
We can bend
Are
the
you the
rules.
same
we were
sign?
celebrating birthday parties, yeah. If
Right.
we were celebrating celebrating birthday parties, it would have to be at the same time.
That's
so we
right.
could consolidate.
You'd have to
Same
split the
weekend.
diff. You'd have to
Yeah.
go like September 2nd.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
So we
That's
are
true.
birthday buddies.
Okay.
Okay,
I like
this
that.
is perfect. We worked it all up. We all are people pleasers at the end of the day.
Yeah, I'm a team player.
Yeah, I like that.
I
Well,
want to win.
great meeting you. I hope we can come see you perform.
yes.
I would love that.
Yeah, it would be
too.
sick.
When are you touring next?
That's the thing. I'm about to start working on my album now, and based off of when I put the album out is going to determine the tour.
When have you played Khali Sober? Were you playing that on the Snoop tour?
Nah, I dropped Khali Sober in October.
Right. So why aren't we out touring with that? Why do we got to wait for another album? This is confusing how this works with the mixtapes
You're
and now the,
impatient.
That's what I'm saying. Like, if I'm going to sit here and explain the whole reason for a mixtape is to feed the streets
yeah,
and to set up the album,
yeah.
and you not going to understand it, then what else do I got to say?
So wait, hold on. Khali Sober's a mixtape?
Yeah.
But I got to get it on Spotify.
But I also told you that me and Drake started the full projects as
Yes.
mixtapes.
I got you.
So it might sound like a full project,
It
but
certainly does. I can't imagine it sounding better.
yeah, because that's just from the era that we come from. So I'm putting you onto a culture. You're learning.
I'm
I
trying my
know,
hardest.
I
I'm a
know.
little old is the problem.
he has
I'm banging
dys-
on
he has
50 back
but that's the
door.
thing.
dyslexia.
That's the thing. See, I got a 10-year-old, so I'm still learning shit too at 36. You got to be willing to learn.
I'm trying my
You got to
hardest.
be willing. You got to really open your mind. You can't just be walking around out here like, oh, is this a mixtape? Because I'm playing it on Spotify. You
Oh
got to
my
be
God,
like,
yeah.
Wiz just dropped a mixtape on Spotify. Let's get it. Because that's how you stay connected to the world, man.
I knew I would expose my nerdiness. It's very rare. I gotta be
Nah,
honest
I'm
with
just
you.
saying, like, don't let yourself get old and oblivious,
Oh
bro.
no,
That's-
I'm trying. I'm
like
trying.
you gotta stay tapped in because your kids, you're gonna have to experience their experiences with them. Or they're gonna do it with some crazy ass kids who's fucking popping pills and not gonna fucking have their best interests in mind. So you gotta know what they're into, you gotta know what they're up to, you gotta know what they're digesting, you gotta know what their words mean, you gotta know what their technology is, you gotta know all of that shit. You can't let that shit fly over your head.
Wiz, I went and saw the fucking Eras movie. You think I'm not doing that?
I'm just saying,
I was
bro.
at the Taylor Swift movie.
I'm just telling
I'm
you,
doing
bro.
it.
Did you do something
This
with
shit's
her?
important. I came out for See You Again. She brought me out
Yes,
a few years
that's
ago
awesome.
to sing See You Again. Yeah, Taylor's a boss, man. She's a G. My son's a Taylor Swift fan.
How could he not be?
She makes really good music, and she's like super duper in control of her career. But don't just be into Taylor Swift. Absorb everything that is going on out
Okay.
here. Do not get lost in the sauce, Dax. We love
Last
you. We
one.
need you out here.
Last
We
one.
need Dax in the field.
Other than my
I
Jay
support
Z
Dax
obsession,
in the field.
you know who is in a two-way tie now with Jay Z for me?
Who?
Is Pac.
Who's Pac?
Anderson Pac.
Oh, okay. I never heard him called Pac before.
Okay.
Now you put me up on game.
Do you love Anderson Pac?
Yeah.
Okay, just a yeah or like.
We can cut it.
Come on, yeah, you can be.
We
honest
cut
with it. We
stuff.
cut so much stuff.
See, that's y'all not thinking that I want to talk about
Yeah,
somebody
that
again.
was.
Yeah,
But what happened with
You have
me
like a
is
weird, yeah.
I just answered your question. You said, "Do I
know.
like him?" I say, "Yeah."
I know, but like I want to bond with you. Like, do you fucking love Pac? When they panned over at the fucking halftime show and you're like, this motherfucker's been playing drums this whole time? Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
Oh my God, was I happy with that smile? That motherfucker can play the drums too.
He's hard, bro.
Yes.
Yeah. You listen to his albums?
Every one. I fucking know every single word.
But maybe
I'm-
not. I don't know. If
I don't know. He
has
doesn't drop mixtapes.
mixtapes.
That's
He
why-
does drop mixtapes.
God,
Come on,
so
he
much
does.
to
Yeah,
learn.
Yeah, he's got like group projects with people and they like change their name and it's him and two other dudes as DJs. That's the fun part about being in the underground. You know, you're not just getting force fed what everybody else is eating out here. You're discovering your own plate and your palate is way more experienced.
Yeah,
Wow.
eclectic.
Yeah, yep.
You might
So-
need to just email us some.
But
some
Pac is a
stuff.
good friend of mine.
He is.
He's a really cool dude. We came up together kind of in the same era.
Yeah, I was gonna say, is he roughly your age or is he? A
Yeah,
little
we're
older?
around this. He's older than me.
Okay.
Is
But,
he older than you and younger than me, or is he older than both of us?
He's older than both.
What if he was born in those?
He's like in
15
right in the
days?
middle. Yeah, he's been in the studio with Dre for freaking a long time, Dr. Dre.
Yeah.
So he learned really good shit and has been able to apply it not only to his career, musically, writing, He's DJ, and now I don't know if you know, he's like DJ Pee Wee.
I did not know
He
that.
dresses up in a whole thing, and he does vinyl only DJ sets.
Really?
It's funny.
Go
This
ahead.
is just me being me, like thinking. We went from you saying pack and me being like, yeah, and you being like, we can cut it, to me being like, you don't know about his DJ
Yeah.
sets, bro? Like,
And we're friends.
Yeah. But
Yeah,
that's what
yeah,
he
yeah.
wants. That's why when you
I'll
say
give it to
yeah,
you, but it's like,
Yeah, I got to earn it, I guess,
Yeah,
a little bit.
well,
I
you
gotta
told
work
us-
for it.
I'm Jay-Z in you right now.
I'm telling you. Oh,
you
man.
told us at the beginning, everyone's got to earn your trust and affection. So
But yeah, Anderson .Paak, he does really, really dope DJ sets.
Where can I see them? He just does them live.
He does them live. They're at a lot of corporate parties and intimate events and shit like that. You probably don't go out like that no more.
I got 2 little kids.
But if you ever step out, though, I told you, man, we getting in the field, bro.
I would go anywhere with you.
Come
if you
on.
called me and just gave me an
Yeah,
address
and I
and a
don't
time.
drink, so it's like it's just gonna be a real good time, bro.
shit.
Hell yeah.
We're both so tall.
Yeah,
This is going to work out.
tall
man.
and sober.
Well, your wife will be pissed when you come home. She is gonna be so mad.
I
You're
will
gonna-
definitely
You're
wear
gonna be
boots.
saying different words.
Did
Fucking
you
have a
ever
little
watch...
doobie rolled up in your ear?
That's not allowed for this.
You're
one.
probably too young, but did you ever watch Hits from the Street on BET?
yeah,
Okay, do you know Al? He was Hits.
yeah.
So he was on the first season of Punk'd with me.
Yeah.
And he and I were best friends. We got on so good. And that year of my life was the most fun because it was meeting him at 1 a.m. on Sunday in Culver City at a warehouse. Then we were at this
You had
other
a
club,
black
didn't
best
know. It was
friend.
like,
I was about to say, yeah.
yes, it was so much
Yeah,
fucking
you need a
fun.
black best friend.
Yeah. My black best friends are female mostly.
Yeah.
You need a homeboy who's
I
tall,
do.
and you need a black version of you. I always keep the white version of me, a tall, skinny white dude with me, because
Yeah,
you need
who's
the black
that?
you.
Who's
That's
your-
my partner, Will.
Will, okay, so
Yeah,
he's
yep.
the white you.
Yeah, that's White Wiz.
All right, this is perfect. White Wiz. Fuck, I'll go by
Black
White
Dax.
I'll go by.
Oh my God, you're not allowed to say that.
You
He
can say it as much as you want.
We got to find you a black Dax.
Yeah.
I'll be black Dax. Let's go.
Let's do it. I
Let's
think
get
we're-
it.
Yeah, I
Let's
mean,
get it.
we can overcome this age gap, right?
I was about to say it's pretty age appropriate
Yeah.
because I know how to chill, but I'll get you on some rowdy shit. Black Dax all day.
Okay, listen, and you know why? Because we both have 10-year-olds, we're trapped in the same mindset anyways. Like, that makes us the same age because we're both dealing with 10-year-olds.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Oh, I can't wait for this. I got a whole new chapter of my life coming, Monica. Do
Yeah,
you
you're
know
gonna
that?
be showing up to the school events. You're gonna be the man.
I
You
am going to
already
get
are.
that. I
You
am going to
already
get
are.
that low rider.
What year?
We got to ride together because you have low riders. People don't know this. We talked in the
Yeah.
driveway. I really want a 94 Fleetwood.
Yeah. Oh yeah, we
lowrider.
did talk about that.
Yeah.
you
What
said that.
What low riders do you have?
My joints is from the 60s. 62 Impala.
Yeah.
I had 64 Impala, and I got a 57 Bel Air.
And that's on hydraulics.
No, I didn't cut that one. Actually.
Oh, you didn't?
Yeah.
Okay,
that-
that's
that
just a
one's
straight
clean.
hot rod.
Yeah.
Oh, that's lovely. I want a 55.
It's actually a 56 Bel Air. It's
That's
not
better.
a 56. Yeah.
That's better.
Yeah, it's a
I don't like the
56.
huge fins. The 56 and the 55, those are the cars.
Yeah, I got a 56. Yep.
We're made for each other.
Come
We'll
on,
fucking
Black
meet up.
Dax in the building, bro.
I guess I'm White Wiz. That works.
Let's
White Wiz.
go.
Okay, that yeah.
All right, we'll go out on
yeah.
that. Yeah, Monica's getting more and more scared.
Oh, y'all, you talking about, y'all don't cut this.
No, I know.
But
This is
she's
the
waiting
best
for me
part
to
of the
say
whole
the thing that will have to get
Exactly.
cut. Yeah, she
We
knows
just
that's
gotta
around the
wrap
corner.
it up.
Yeah. I'm the flame while it's all good.
All right.
All right, boy, this
But
has
this
been
was very
party.
fun.
Yeah.
Thanks for
you guys.
coming.
Thanks for having me. I appreciate
Take
y'all.
me to the Anderson Paak fucking DJ set.
DJ set. I'm gonna get your number.
Wait,
Okay,
I
yeah,
want to
yeah.
go to that. Can I
Oh,
come
now
to
you're in.
I want to come to some of
You
the
need
things.
white Monica.
Yeah, but I'm pretty white.
Well, no, you're Indian.
You're not white.
Not by color standards, but I'm not cool. I'm like white in that way. I'm not.
You just
very
need
cool.
some seasoning.
Do you want some
Yeah.
real talk? We're here. Let's do some real talk. I'm going to be honest with you. So I lived in downtown Detroit. For me, poor white people and the black people I knew in Detroit, we have more in common than I had with the rich white people.
Hell yeah.
Like we had the same government block of cheese, right? We
Yeah.
know what's up.
Yeah.
So I've always felt so comfortable The only 2 times I've felt so fucking white, it's kind of happened here today a little bit.
I
Have you felt that?
I
Yeah,
felt
you could
that
feel
you-
it.
yeah.
But what's crazy is the only other time, and you've heard me say this on
Yes.
here, was Snoop.
Yeah.
And he was giving me so much love. It could have been so great. And as I was talking to him, I'm like, God damn it, I'm white. This is fucking
It's just because we got hella
brutal.
swag, yo.
So
I
much
know.
swagger.
Yeah, we got hella swag.
and I've got like hillbilly swagger. It works
Nah,
in
you
a different
cool.
in a different realm.
Nah, you good.
Take the compliment.
Okay, I'll take it. I'll take
Yeah,
it. But I
you
think
good.
it's funny that the only other person I felt super white in front of was your best friend Snoop.
Me and Snoop, we love white people. And I was just at a show the other day. This lady walked up to me and she was like, you know, Snoop, my mom produced this show for blah, blah, blah.
Wait, she called you Snoop?
Yeah.
Oh.
And I was like, hold on, go back a little bit. She was like, my mom produced the show. I was like, no, go back. And she was like, hold on. And I was like, no,
Deeper.
right there in the middle. What'd you just call me? She was like, Snoop. I was like, I'm not Snoop. And she was like, oh my gosh. What did I just say? Like, what did I just do?
I'm canceled.
Yeah.
She was like, do a lot of people say that to you? I was like, yeah, sure, a lot of white people.
Yeah. That's great.
I was like, but I get it. I'm tall, I got long hair, and I'm standing here smoking a fat ass joint.
Yeah, you're checking a lot of the boxes.
To a white person, that's Snoop Dogg for sure. I get it. Like, it's no harm done. But no, I'm not him.
I get Zach Braff.
Okay.
Do you know who that is from
Nah.
Scrubs?
Oh, okay. Yeah,
You
yeah.
see it, right?
Wow. But
They
that's
do
not
it.
you, though.
It's not me.
That's crazy because that's not you.
Right, but it feels like it, right? A little bit. All right, well, this has been a party, and I'm going to give you my number. Whether this sounds racist now, but here we go. Do you
Yep.
play spades?
Do I play spades?
Yes.
Oh.
I don't play spades.
We
You know how
have
to
Could have
play
been
spades?
that could have been the foundation of it. We play 5 days a
We
week.
love spades.
real? I
Yeah,
had,
we should teach you.
That's like the least black I am. Spades and watermelon. I don't eat watermelon. I don't fuck with watermelon.
No,
That's
it's
supposed to be
like a
like
glass
the
of
universal
water.
black thing.
Yeah, it's not for you.
Yeah.
I don't do watermelon. And spades, I never learned how to
You
play.
can stay off of that, but get with spades.
Yeah.
Spades
It's
is
so-
Man, look at you telling me how to be black.
Yes, listen. Well,
you
if
ain't
you
gotta
want
eat
to,
watermelon, but you gotta learn how to play spades, bro.
you know, Meta World
Oh,
Peace.
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so he's super into spades. I've had
Yeah.
him over to play spades,
Yeah.
and he plays in Wade's Spades tournament, which is
Okay.
Dwayne Wade's tournament. Besides being best friends with Jay-Z, which is top of the list, playing in Wade's Spades is really up there.
Wade spades.
Wade's
He
Spades.
has a whole thing. It's really cool.
I like to bowl.
Oh, you do?
Yeah.
All right, I'm terrible at it, but I'll do it with you.
All right.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
We're tall, so we look good when we can bowl.
Elegant.
That good, tall, elegant posture.
Yeah, the long arm just
Exactly.
cascading out.
I think you should definitely come over and we'll teach you spades.
Yeah. Do you have a girlfriend?
Yeah.
How long you been together?
4 years.
Oh, perfect. She's invited.
So spades night.
We'll have to teach you, I guess, which
You
would be
gotta teach
ironic.
me,
Yeah.
but then we gotta be on teams because I'll feel bad if I whoop y'all ass.
Okay, fair. I doubt you'll feel bad, but we'll see.
Nah, because I will, because I'm gonna be wanting to talk shit, and I ain't gonna be able to talk shit the way I want to. But if we on the same squad, then I could talk shit.
Boys versus girls. This is a very common.
All right.
BVG.
Yeah.
We'll figure it out. But I gotta learn first, and then we'll beat somebody's ass and talk shit.
All right, can't wait. Detroit and Pittsburgh.
Let's
finally.
go.
Wiz, so much fun. Good luck on everything. Can't wait for your album to come out so that you'll go on tour so that we can see you
Next year.
Next year.
Great.
Yep, but
Okay.
we'll link up before that.
All right, perfect.
Thanks.
Be well.
Yes, sir.
Stay tuned for the fact check so you can hear all the facts that were wrong.
Well, well, well. Another day.
Another day in paradise.
Okay.
All right.
This is BTS.
Behind the scenes.
We recorded this yesterday.
We sure did.
We normally don't do a turnaround like this.
And it was a very late one for us.
It was. It started at 3. And yeah, it was late for us. It was pitch black, dark by the time we left because of
Yeah, it felt like we should
climate
almost
change.
have dinner with our guests afterwards. Like it was
Yeah.
evening.
Yeah, I don't like leaving here in the dark.
No, it's not for you.
So I only have edited half the show.
Okay.
So I don't have all the facts, but I think I have
Enough facts.
the most of the facts.
You think there were not many facts in the second half?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so we had Wiz yesterday.
Yeah. So we had Wiz, and You guys are the same age.
Well,
15 days
I'm older.
apart.
Yeah, I know.
It's starting to get more common.
Well, not with Common.
Not with Common. He's
Common is.
still older than you.
I know it is.
Does it bother you? I hated, for
Not
whatever
really.
reason, my issue was athletes. Do you have this, Rob? Like,
Yeah, when there's like 18-year-old hockey players that are leading the league.
yeah, you just like you grow up looking at sports stars, basketball players, hockey players, whatever. And then you get to an age where you're like, oh, I'm the same age as all these people. That's weird. And then you're dramatically older. That's rough. And then you still have the coaches. The coaches are older than you. But I am now at the age where at least half the coaches in the NFL are younger than me.
Yeah.
It's just interesting the different road markers we use to evaluate our own age.
Yeah.
And I would imagine it couldn't go without you recognizing that over these last 6 years, it went from virtually 100% of the guests were older than you to now like 5-6% are younger than you. I guess actors is one thing. Like we're going to have young actors on. We have.
I guess
It's the experts. When the experts are younger, it feels a little
that's
interesting.
more rare, though.
Yeah,
we've
it
had
is.
only, I think, a handful of that.
Yeah, but that feels a little scary.
Yeah, but to me, I'm like, oh, they're
It's also weird.
wonder kids.
I'm used to experts and professors being older than me, so it sounds like wisdom coming from them. But increasingly, we're interviewing experts in a field, and they're younger than me. So that's its
Right.
own weird. I'm listening to someone that's been around less time than me
Yeah.
explain something to me that I don't understand. It's just a curious thing. For some reason, that's a lot more palatable coming from someone older than you.
That's interesting. Yeah.
Even spiritually, when we had Rami Youssef on,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm like, oh, this dude's kind of a couple steps ahead of me, like spiritually and wisdom wise.
That's funny.
Weird.
Yeah. I don't.
You
have
think of things
that.
in this way.
I don't.
Yeah.
Because everyone's just different. Like Rami is specific. That's his view on the world. I don't think that has anything to do with his age. Like there are plenty of people who are much older than you or I who don't have that kind of wisdom or thought. It's just different people, different strokes for different folks.
Yeah, maybe it's just a evidence of my own arrogance in that I think like I was going as quickly as you could assemble this, especially with the AA and the therapy and all this stuff. I'm thinking like, how could someone, like I've been working hard at it for 20 years and to meet a kid that's 30,
Yeah. Well, he
that's
might
like
be.
deeper into it all is really
mean,
wild.
It might be because of your history of not feeling smart.
Sure.
Because I don't care if someone's smarter than me, and I know there are
Yeah, you have no hang
so many people who are smarter than me. I don't.
It's not a
It doesn't
it's not
make
a primitive,
me not smart.
right. It's not an original wound.
It's not.
Yeah.
I have so many OWs, but that is not one.
Oh, dubs.
Which is kind of funny. I wonder why I don't have that, because I would get in so many fights with my dad about school when I was young, but I never processed it as stupidity.
It's great. You got away with one.
Well, he was mainly like, you just make tons of careless mistakes.
Right.
So he was always sort of saying, you're so smart. And so
But
why
you're
are
not
you making.
conscientious enough.
Yeah.
Do you have is that a trigger if
Conscientious.
people don't think you're being conscientious? Like the woman saying you didn't wipe the baby's butt.
That
good enough?
is not, stop. That is not true.
Great. But it can be not true and it wouldn't bother you.
Of course it would bother me that I like fucked
Being
up.
accused of something you didn't do.
No. Yes, that
Yeah.
I hate. That's a big trigger.
Uh-huh.
But also, no, that I would have fucked up something for Delta, caring for her.
Right.
That is not acceptable. That's like you with the baby carriage turning over. And she's wrong.
Surely. But because I'm beyond reproach in the situation, I'm not being evaluated. I'm not there working in any capacity. So I know I love Delta as much as a human can love Delta. So if I, in cleaning her ass one time, missed some poop and someone else discovered it, I'd go, wow, I guess I missed it, but it's through no lack of conscientiousness. Like I love her so much. I just made a human mistake.
Yeah. But maybe this is a trigger only here.
Oh,
with you.
Okay.
I am extremely meticulous about my work.
Yeah.
That was my work at the time.
Right.
So there's I know there's absolutely no way I wasn't over cleaning her butt every time and using like so many wipes and making sure it was
But she had a lot of folds.
No, I got in there.
Okay. So for you, there's no possibility, not even 1%, that you missed a little tiny piece of pootie.
Correct.
Okay. Well, then, yeah.
Well,
I'm
also,
open to
didn't
the
she
notion
say
that
I was doing that? Like she said it was something I did multiple times.
No, it was just she had noticed that there was some pootie on the base. She wanted me to tell whoever's cleaning Delta's butt to do a more thorough job.
Right. So that must have been
It was probably originally just trying to shame me. But I was like, oh, I didn't even.
I just wish we could call her.
Yeah.
Because I just know, and I know myself in that situation specifically with you guys, and it was early days.
You know there's no.
I know there's no way.
Yeah.
I really do.
It's a fun thing to revisit occasionally.
I hate it.
Because it means so much to you and it doesn't mean anything to me. So it's just one of those funny things, you know?
She was so small.
I know, but so much folds.
I know.
Yeah. Does remind me of my favorite Delta story, which is.
She had diarrhea? Yeah. That came
a
up
good one.
recently.
Did it?
Yeah. What?
Should I retell it?
No, because you just told it.
Oh, I did. Should I do it again? I could tell that story once a day.
I know.
Daddy, I farted.
Okay.
The way she said, I farted. I farted. This diarrhea is so happy. It was everywhere.
Oh my God. Anyway.
I'm asking, I can imagine you feeling many different ways about it, but are you going to be talking about dating or no? Because it puts the other person in an awkward situation.
I don't think so.
Yeah, I think that's fair. I think I'd feel weird if when I went on a date with someone, I knew that they were going to report it to the world.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know that it's fair to. Yeah.
Which is tricky because it's going to be a big part of your life and stuff we need to talk about.
Look, things will come up, and I will say, without giving detail, I think. We've talked about it a little bit on Sync this upcoming week. I think I give an update. And then I'm just going to see. Yeah. I'll report if I want to report.
When you're married.
Yeah, I'll report when I'm married.
Just an update. I got married on Wednesday. You guys should know I've been dating someone for 2 years, and I was married. Now I'm comfortable telling
Well, that's
everyone.
kind of what happened with Allison Roman.
Yeah, she kept it on the
All of a sudden, she's married.
QT. Oh, I know. She's married.
I'd love to be her. Oh, congratulations,
You'd love to be her? Is that what you
Allison
just said?
Roman. Yeah, I love her life. I love my life too, but
You really wouldn't want anyone else's life, right?
wouldn't.
We're past that.
No.
When you're a kid, you do this, right? Like when I was a kid, there was a bunch of people's life I wanted.
Sure. I don't want anyone else's life now. That was a joke. Oh, God.
I don't want your life. Can you identify where that's from?
Wait, that's from, yes.
I don't want your life.
Yeah, that's Forrest Gump.
No, Varsity Blues.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Tommy Lee Jones?
No, the
James Vanderbeek?
The Beak. I don't want your life.
He said that?
Yeah, it's a very interesting delivery. It's kind of famous. I thought for sure you
I thought it was Tom Hanks, Forrest Gump.
No, he talks like this. Sorry for ruining your Black Panther party.
Oh my God.
Monica.
Stop. Stop.
Monica.
Ew. Ew.
Monica.
Stop saying it.
Will you open the door?
Does he say that?
No, I'm just interacting.
you're
Now I'm
going
trying
rogue?
to improv with you. Yeah, I'm going rogue.
What people don't know is you are now shielding your face with your hands while you
Both
do
hands.
accents and
That's
impressions.
right. Yes, you can't see my face. To minimize how vomitous it is for you.
I almost just brought us into a bad game. I was going to say, okay, why don't we play that game Heads Up and it's accents and impressions?
Oh,
and
I love that.
I know, but you'll probably get in trouble.
I will?
I probably.
Why?
Because like if they're
You think I'll do a Chinese accent or something?
if that's on,
Well,
you
I
want to
won't.
try it?
I'll do another.
Say skip it if it's going to get you in trouble. Okay, ready?
Okay. Right. This is fun.
We love games. Okay, ready?
Get ready. Here we go. 2, 1. Like gag me with a spoon.
Valley.
Yes. Okay. Oh, oui.
French.
Yeah. ¿Cómo se dice?
Oh, Spanish.
I think I got scared. San Clemenza.
Oh, Godfather or Mob.
The
Mafia,
actor.
Godfather. Al Pacino. Uh-oh.
Sonny, come here. Oh, San Clemenza down. Tell Johnny wants to
Wait,
direct a
it's not
movie.
Godfather?
It is.
Martin
yeah.
Scorsese.
Marlon Brando.
Oh, shit. Yeah, I didn't get it.
Okay. Oh.
Elvis.
Yep. Welcome. This is a cheat. Welcome to Cape Town.
Boston.
No, South Africa.
Oh!
Okay.
Scrooge. Duck. Scrooge McDuck.
Donald
Duck.
Donald D. Wann hast du dran Geburtstag?
Sherman.
Yeah.
Is it
Time's
over?
up.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
I'm sorry about that South African.
That's okay. Yeah.
I'm sorry for the audience, I mean, not for you.
Oh, that they had to hear my
Well,
South African accent?
And then I said Boston.
Oh, was really sorry to Bostonians.
No, to South Africans, I didn't put Cape Town together.
Oh, right. You were thinking of the Cape.
I was.
Yeah. That's fair.
Ooh,
Oh, that was great.
that was really fun.
Oh, by the way, I have an update for you.
New game?
So as our duties have increased with the many different shows, I have found that reading all the ads has become a little laborious and a lot of work. So I have been auditioning people to read some of the spots. And I think I have found somebody I want to start reading spots with your approval. And his name is Joe Gillette. And I had him do some spots. And I think he probably could just pick up right where I've left off. But of course, I need your blessing. So I had him record some, and then I just wanted to hear if you think they're up to par, okay?
We have Joe Gillette here. Take one McDonald's. Joe Gillette, take one McDonald's.
Hey, everyone knows that when you're out there, when you need something quick and nice, and everything, and when you have to have what you want, everyone knows McDonald's is that. McChickens, McNuggets, McFlurries, everything. When you see those golden arches, you know one thing's for sure. Yeah, you know one thing's for sure, McDonald's.
Pretty good. Do you think that's pretty good?
Yeah. I did.
You want to hear another couple reads?
Sure. Let's hear more.
Yeah. Okay.
We have Joe Gillette in. This is his first take, first Squarespace.
Hey, has anyone ever said to you, I have a question for you. Are you online? And you say, well, yeah, maybe, have you ever even seen a website before? Squarespace. Where everything that if you need something that says, hey, come to this website. Everyone is visiting this website at Squarespace. Everything you need for your job, for your life, for everyone to visit. Make sure that when they visit you, it's at squarespace.com.
I think that they would be really happy with that.
I think so.
I'm going to play one more for you, okay?
Got Joe Gillette here doing take one of athletic greens.
I'd like to start my day like pretty much everyone else, eating an entire bowl of macaroni and cheese and drinking 3 Cokes. My doctor said that's not going to be okay for me anymore. Have you ever heard of taking any vitamins? Yeah, I said yes. If they're gummies. He said, no, would you ever want to have every single vegetable in 2 gulps? Athletic greens.
It's a good spot.
I think that's a great spot. So sure, let's have him read the ads. So Joe is Jackie's boyfriend.
Yeah. He's a comedian.
He's a comedian. He's
And
Jackie's
somehow-
Jackie Tone.
This all started with him reading a Mercedes-Benz spot. I think
on Instagram or something?
No, I think Jackie was reading one and she read it for Kristen, and then he read it as a joke of him auditioning for it, and then it became this kind of skill that we discovered he has of doing really bad reads.
Okay.
So occasionally I'll get a really fun read from Joe.
That's fun.
Yeah.
So, okay, couple facts.
Yes.
Couple facts.
By the way, I did finish the first set of couples therapy from season 3
Okay.
last night.
You did.
And started to meet new people.
Yep.
And I'm just delighted that they are allowed within their arsenal of tools to recommend they split up.
Yeah.
I was very relieved to see that. Because part
Well,
of me is like,
spoiler, but
well, I'm not saying who.
right.
Yeah, it really could be anybody.
Yeah.
Because part of me, I guess whatever skeptical side of me or cynical side of me is like, if they can't advise people that they shouldn't be together, is it really a service? Is it
Yeah.
truly a service if they can't make that call? Now, I understand it's very dicey to make that call to tell people
Yeah.
they shouldn't be together, because who are you to know? But some people need to be told that for sure.
I guess. I mean, I think she does it in a great way where she's just like laying out some options at the end.
Yes.
And so she's not saying, I don't think you guys should be together.
She had been in the session with her own advisor
Yeah.
saying she wants them to break up.
Yeah.
And wanting to lay out how they could do that, which
Yes.
was a big relief to me. Like, these people needed to be spared each other.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So have you met everyone new, like one episode
Yeah,
of
and
that?
there's the teaser where she's saying to somebody, I am not the therapist for you. I can't wait to see that
Me too.
moment. Oh, you're not there yet?
No.
Have you gone back and tried to figure out how you're seeing what you're seeing on couples therapy?
I'm seeing what I'm seeing.
They're shooting both directions. They're shooting the therapists, and then they're also shooting the patients.
Mm-hmm.
And there's raking shots. There's a tracking shot from behind that goes to our therapist, and then they're shooting obviously over the therapist's shoulders onto them.
Yeah.
Where are all the cameras?
Right.
So I think I figured out that those panels that are in all of the bookshelves, there's bookshelves everywhere, and
Yeah.
the bottom one's always empty, and there's 2 balls that sit on all of
Oh.
them. And I think, well, then I looked up that they have one-way mirror that they're filming behind, but then I think digitally they put this fabric over the one-way mirror.
Cool.
Yeah, so I got really kind of
That's
distracted
interesting.
by figuring out how they're actually shooting this, because they're not making them redo it.
No.
It's real.
Yeah.
But they have like 7 camera angles. And they're 360 around the room.
I
So
never
you
even
should
thought of
see cameras in everyone else's shot, but you don't. And so I think they designed the set to have these bookshelves everywhere.
That's cool.
And those all have mirrors in them. And then I think in post they cover the mirrors with.
Yeah. It's interesting.
I'm amazed that people do the show. And I'm so happy they do.
Me
I
too.
kind of want to thank everybody that's participated in
Me
that show.
too.
Yeah.
'Cause
It's
it's
so
hard-
fucking brave.
It's so brave and it's hard to come across well.
Yes.
Everyone sort of comes across poorly because it's
It's the real you.
yeah, and in crisis.
Yeah, and the real relationship.
So
Ugh,
it's
I
great.
love it.
I love it too. It's all I can talk about.
Me too.
I was gonna
You're gonna
I was
talk about it a
gonna
little
say I
more?
wasn't gonna talk about my dates.
Yeah. But
I have a date coming up and
Yeah.
I asked this person if they watched couples therapy.
right, so you'd have something to talk about.
Yeah.
Yeah. And did they?
No.
But they'll
They
start.
heard it's great.
Okay. Maybe they'll have started before tonight.
Yeah. I kind of wanted to say that.
Yeah.
Did
you were
watch
looking
a couple
for that. Yeah.
before?
Yeah.
Okay. Wiz's Aunt Auntie Tickles.
Auntie Tickles.
I looked up the doll.
It's hard to know what's going to be. Oh, you looked up the doll. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Kathy B. Tickles doll by Kathy Barry Hippensteel.
Oh.
You can get it
I
up.
wonder if I'll recognize Tickles.
It's a baby.
It looks scary from
It
here.
does,
And Tickles
it
is
does.
white. Yeah.
Tickles is white porcelain
Yeah.
and has a odd face and
Not to be saccharine, but listen, the fact that black little girls had to play with white babies.
I know, it
Because they just didn't
sucks.
make any.
I
It's such
know.
a bummer.
yeah, it is. She's holding some sort of
Is she tickling somebody?
maybe she
Okay.
uses that to tickle.
Is she ticklish or does she tickle everyone?
I think she tickles.
Oh my God, what a
Oh, but she does have a
rascal.
face that she's laughing, so maybe she is getting
very tickly.
tickled. But what's in her hand? It looks like a fluffy fluff.
That's the feather she uses to tickle your feet.
Exactly.
Baby tickles.
It might be.
I love that her name was Auntie Tickles. Okay, but that makes me think of one of the first moments it started.
What started?
Me admitting that I felt so white around Snoop, and that I don't generally feel that way, but I also felt that way around Wiz.
Yeah.
this is one of the first places it started. So he says Auntie Tickles.
Yeah.
And now I've got to ask him, aunt, but I don't say aunt. So now I'm like, do I say it how
Yeah.
he said
I'm
it,
glad
which
you
is
didn't.
mimicking it? Right. I got to say it how I say it. And it's those little micro moments where I'm like, see, now this sounds white because I'm going to say Auntie
Yeah,
Tickles.
because guess what?
Because that's what I say.
You're white.
I know. I know.
Do you know?
That. Well, that's a fair question. Oh, it's great. It's so embarrassing in the best way. Like when it was all over, I was like, oh my God, I'm so embarrassed.
There's one moment
I'm so
that-
embarrassed.
I got so embarrassed
But
during
then
one moment.
it's kind of like the popcorn and me falling in the movie theater.
Yeah.
Like by the time I was going to bed, I was like, yeah, that's what happens.
It's who you are. It's who we can't be people we aren't. And
Right.
also you can't be because then you look bad. Like you look like you're trying to put on some appropriate. I don't know. It's just
Yeah.
all you can do is come to the table as you. Yeah. Apparently Tickles is a rare find.
Oh my gosh, another collectible.
So I might have to buy it.
Yeah, see if you can get a shit stained one so it'll match your
Liberty.
Liberty.
Okay. Okay, we talked about the box.
I just figured out that's Liberty.
You did
Liberty.
not
Yeah,
just
just
figure
now.
that out.
Yeah. Just figured that out.
Yes, that's the whole funny thing.
Liberty.
Yeah.
But I was thinking like French t-shirt. Liberty.
Oh.
Right? That could also be a thing, but obviously it's
No.
Liberty.
Because he's a small bear.
Okay. Doesn't wear French t-shirts.
Okay, we talked about the box, which was really exciting.
Yeah, you guys had that in common.
I loved the box.
I was outside in the cold watching you guys by the warm fire giggle and sip your hot cocoa. Neither of you are white.
That really upset you.
Bonding in a way I'll never be able to bond.
Yeah, right. All of my white friends watched the box. Okay, now it made me wonder what are the top music videos of all time?
Oh, okay.
I have a list.
Oh, great.
Okay. It's from the AV Club. There's like 50.
Okay.
And,
Let's read the top 10 maybe?
Yeah. Number 1. You want to guess?
Yeah.
It'll be hard. This is hard. But
I feel like it's Thriller or Beat It. Wow.
you're gonna.
Yep, I'm going to
You're gonna
probably not
disagree.
believe. Yeah, shocker. What's number 1?
Peter Gabriel Sledgehammer, 1986.
Can I just ask without ruffling any feathers? Do they say what the metrics they're using are? How are they determining this?
I don't know.
It's just what they think is the most
AV
important?
Club is
A club.
big. No, it's a big entertainment magazine.
They're tech nerds.
Sure,
they know how to
but-
measure
They
things.
know
But wouldn't
stuff.
it be reassuring to go like the most viewed video of all time and they had some data?
Let me just read something.
Okay, great.
Like the song itself, the video for Peter Gabriel's Sledgehammer makes no attempt to disguise its sexual metaphor. The clip opens with an extreme close-up of sperm. Although that is the last time Sledgehammer gets explicitly biological, the video riffs upon Gabriel's lyrical imagery of trains and bumper cars all through a series of stop-motion animation. No single team of animators are responsible for the finished product, blah, 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 blah. Okay.
All right, wait. Not your own. You look down, down, and you're right. You're not your own. Oh, you got the things that you immune to the stuff. Oh, yeah. Closer to Addicted to Love.
You think that's on the list?
Yeah.
Okay.
Go ahead and face it. You're addicted to love.
Okay.
Do you want me to make the sperm noise again?
No.
Say sperm.
No. No.
We say
heard-
ovum?
No.
Okay.
That's even worse. Number 2, Madonna, Vogue.
Oh.
God! What is wrong with you? Number 3 is Michael Jackson, Thriller.
Oh, I just reached out to a teacher.
Okay.
I saw on an internet, 9-month pregnant teacher leading the Thriller dance in the hallway with like 30 students, and
that's
she rips it. She's so fucking good.
Really?
Yes, I went to her page and had to Tell her how much I enjoyed it.
did.
I watched it like 6 times. I was welled up a
Do you
bit.
cry?
Yep. You got it. Bingo.
Well, for a lot of reasons. Pregnant, about to bring life into the world, being so comfortable in her own skin.
Yeah, a model of like how to live out loud in front of these
Yeah,
kids. And she's
that's
just
beautiful.
slaying it.
Yeah. 4 is Beastie Boys Sabotage.
Oh, sure. Directed by the great
Spike Jones.
Spikey Jones.
5, Take On Me.
Take on
By A-ha.
me, take it on
I know that one.
all be gone.
Okay, number 6, Duran Duran, Hungry Like the Wolf.
Hungry like the wolf. Total wolf.
Oh, you're going to like this one.
Okay.
7 is Sinead O'Connor, Nothing Compares to You.
Sure.
Yeah, that's classic. I know that one. Oh, God. I can't believe this one isn't higher up.
8.
See, because part of this is like age, right? Age
Yes, of
appropriate.
course.
And adjusting for inflation and all
Worldwide
of that.
box office versus
And
domestic.
when there was MTV versus the box versus like when you had access to these videos.
Yeah. What was the name of the second format for watching
The
videos?
box.
Oh,
Okay, 8 is Single Ladies.
oh, the single ladies. Oh, the single ladies.
In my gen, that's number 1.
That's number 1. Yeah.
Okay, 9, Addicted to Love.
Might as well face
And then 10, Common People by Pulp.
it. No. Never even heard of.
Just because you haven't heard of it. You know what I'm surprised? Oh, 11 is Baby One More Time. That's huge. That was huge for my gen.
What was
You
10?
want to hear Pulp?
Okay.
It's right here. Oh, you want to play it on the phone?
Hey.
She came from Greece, she had the thirst for knowledge. She studied sculpture at St. Martin's College, that's where I...
No, I stand by my
I don't know.
objection. I
the
think that was
chorus.
something that Aaron, one got in there on accident.
Just because you don't know the song doesn't mean the video wasn't big for its time.
Yeah, it's just
it-
hard to imagine how that would have escaped. It doesn't matter.
Like,
Continue.
it was from 95.
Oh, that's when I moved here. Maybe that's why I missed it.
You were busy.
I was busy moving and reestablishing myself in Santa Barbara, California, and very
It
confused
wasn't
about it.
big in the Santa Barbara scene.
No,
That's why.
probably not.
Yeah.
That was much more gin and juice and
Yeah.
doggy style. And
Anyway, okay, that's top 10. But I'm scrolling through and these are good. These are good. These are really good.
okay, back to my my self-consciousness about my whiteness. I even
Oh.
told him a few stories that I've told 2,000 times. Mm-hmm. And in the middle of them, I was like, I've lost all confidence in this story. Like well-worn stories. Or I was like reading his face. He also had sunglasses on the whole time. So that was double hard for me to read him.
Yeah, it was really hard.
Yeah, it was an extra challenge.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I was like, oh my God, you're not going to be able to pull this story off as your.
He didn't want to hear you.
Go ahead. Don't even choose your words gently.
No, he didn't. He didn't want to hear you trying to prove yourself.
Uh-huh.
And so when stories were starting to happen like that, I could feel that. He doesn't want this.
You know, it's interesting because I was the butt of all the jokes in the story.
It's not about that.
Yeah, he just didn't want to hear any of my stories.
He didn't want you to tell stories
Right.
about Jay-Z.
He didn't come here to-
That's like not what he wanted to hear.
Yeah. That was one in particular. It was a big lead balloon.
I know.
Yeah, I know.
Really felt it.
I know.
I tried to tell you with my eyes, don't do this.
Don't do any more of this.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was kind of the same reaction Jay-Z had for me, too. It was just, I just couldn't find purchase. And I was like, I got to figure out somehow I got to get in.
Okay, doc on the mixtape documentary.
Oh, yes.
It's just called Mixtape.
Oh, okay.
And you can watch it on Paramount Plus. 2022 came out last year.
Oh, it's new.
Yeah.
Oh, gosh. I want to watch it.
It has 2 Chainz.
What's that mean?
2 Chainz is a rapper.
Oh, I thought you were saying like somehow the score was out of 5 chains and it only has 2 out of 5 chains. I'm like, what website is using chains instead of
This
stars?
This is why we don't know stuff.
Yes, and I was very honest about
Oh, I
that.
know.
I came right at it. Like, what's the difference between a mixtape and an album?
You know, he was mad at us for
not knowing at the end.
Yeah, for not understanding.
I still didn't understand. I think when he yelled at me, I got it in a way that I hadn't previously. So maybe I did learn. But I did not understand how. What made sense to me is I went to the one mixtape and you couldn't listen to it. And then I go to this, which was an album, and I could listen to it. So I'm like, oh, I see the difference.
I know.
Mixtapes
It
aren't
is
on.
confusing.
Yes. And it sounds identical to an album. It's like fully produced and sounds great.
Yes, I'm still a little bit confused.
Okay, good. Can I play one song on here? Because it was the one I told him that I loved.
Yeah.
Yeah, do you just want to hear it? It's a good vibe. Like, this doesn't sound like a mixtape, right? The fucking symphony orchestra.
If it ain't one thing, it's another.
That's nice.
Two joints, they overlapping each other. Heard a Taylor gang, found out there's plenty of us. Closed session, holding the smoke, I'm with my brothers. Stand outside, that's how the players play.
I like this.
Already know. Call my phone and I'll be on my way. Already know. Can't never follow, we be innovative. Already know. Came in the
I mean, how could I have not thought I was listening to an album?
I agree. It sounds like an album.
Got the game on autopilot like a Tesla. Waiting for someone else to tell you when to make moves. No wonder you stressed out. My cars pull the best out.
I thought he was so sexy. Did you think he was sexy?
Yeah, it's
He
a
was
quality.
Very sexy.
Yeah. That's the confidence, the
Mysteriousness.
the comfort level. Yes, the mysteriousness, the total unwillingness to
Go along
get
with
anyone's
anything.
approval.
Yeah,
he didn't
yeah.
care.
Yeah.
And it was cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In the cool
Great
clothes.
Balenciaga boots.
Those were
Balenciaga.
Balenciagos with my Aggies. That's Lizzo. Sing the lyric
No.
with my Aggies, with my Balenciagis. She does a fun
She
wordplay
says
with
like
Balenciagas.
or something like that.
Yeah, she's got a cute thing she
does.
says about it.
She does. But yeah, they were really cool, his boots.
Yes. One other thing I was thinking about as I fell asleep is I really wish he didn't have those boots on though, because I really want to know if we're the same height.
What his feet looked like?
No, what his actual height was. Because those were monstrous boots.
They are, but I don't think the sole, like they're just big boots.
The sole looked like it was like 3 inches thick.
I don't think so.
You don't. You are not on my side in
No,
this one.
I am. I'm just being truthful.
Yeah, that's how I know. I
I'm
really
not-
think
I'm
they were
always
like
on- hey.
3 inches of rubber.
Hey,
you.
I'm always on your side.
Okay.
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 He had a lot of soul.
We need to give the rascal a name that declares him as the pun, but we got to come up with a name.
Yeah.
Like the pun something, the pundit.
Oh,
The pundit. Our in-house pundit.
A punny name.
Yeah, punny.
Honey, that's old.
That's weak.
No, I know. I'm just saying
Yeah.
the name needs to be
Yeah.
pun.
I think a resident pundit.
Pundit's good.
Yeah, pundit.
Pundit.
That's a nice noise out there.
Well, I think on that note, with the horrible noise, we shall say.
One other
adieu. I'll bid
interesting
you
thing, I
adieu.
think, behind the scenes, which is interesting, is when we walked outside, it was a love fest and we exchanged numbers and we've texted.
You've texted?
Yes. Isn't that interesting?
Yeah. It is interesting.
It is.
It is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What do you have you're a rascally.
But not a pundit. Not a pundit.
What is
face.
your take on
I
that?
think it's really sweet.
You are choosing your words so carefully.
No, I'm just thinking. Well, yeah, because you're already feeling a little. You're already feeling a little.
Exposed, tender.
You're feeling tender.
Okay.
And you're feeling like I am coming for you, and I'm not. And that's
Right.
like. Then it's scary for me when I think you're feeling that.
No. You're teasing me lighthearted, and I'm making fun of myself. So we're on the same page.
Because I am always. I
Yeah.
really am always on your team.
Yeah.
I think it's really sweet and cute. You often get people's numbers and who come in.
But
not
really quick-
always, not always.
Definitely not always.
No.
Like 1 in 100 people I get their phone number. And I didn't even get his. He gave me his and asked me to call his phone, which I did. And then he sent me a text.
I know.
Okay.
I'm saying, but it was set up, we'll hang out, right? Like the spades, it's like set up in,
right,
our thing.
Right.
And I think, I've been thinking a lot about, Taylor. Swift.
Always. Yeah. Well, if you're thinking, we know you're thinking about Taylor.
And there is a connection here.
Okay.
At her Argentina show, which is
Okay.
her first show back after this little break.
Okay.
She changed a lyric to her song that included him. And it's everywhere. It is.
Oh,
It is.
wow. People are they positive or negative about
Well,
it?
I think both. Both.
Okay.
You see her kiss him, like she runs to him, and he's outside the tent, and everyone sees him, and everyone's freaking out.
Wow.
But I was thinking, why is she choosing to include the whole world in
Such a
why is
new relationship.
Such a new relationship. She's making the choice to bring everyone in.
Yeah.
Which I think is a hard thing to do in a new relationship is to invite the whole world to come along with you.
Yeah.
I don't think it's a PR stunt, and I think they're probably very happy. I really hope they are. I think they are. But there is a small part of me that watches all of this and feels like, oh my God, she is still the girl who thinks she's on the bleachers.
Yeah.
And she got the football star. And that feeling has not gone away for her. And she's a god.
Right.
And she's still.
It just proves.
I know.
That becoming objectively a god won't even make you feel that way.
It
If you don't
won't.
feel that way about yourself.
You still feel like you felt when you were 11.
Yes.
I mean,
and you always
it's-
will. And here's the good news. You always will.
It's actually profound to see it in this extreme
Magnified
of a case.
Yeah,
That she feels like she got the guy. And it is very, to me, upsetting because he got the girl. That's the narrative. That is what it should be. That's the reality and the truth. This football player got the biggest entity in the world. I'm also glad, I guess, she can't see that. That's probably not good either. I want her to know she's so special. She can't see herself the way the world is seeing her.
Right.
And that bums me out. We're all stuck.
Right. But what I would say about you, which is true, is like you too wanted the football star. The boys you liked in high school were the football stars. I know you, and I knew the football stars. That would not be a good relationship for you. That's not actually who you like.
Well, now, I don't know about then.
Well, then you did like that person. But I think you
Yeah.
like the idea of that person.
Sure.
And
But it's also not so,
black and white.
yeah, it's not so black and white. I mean,
Right,
you're
there's-
right. Like, I needed the validation so bad.
Yes, and what interests you in life isn't the things that give people status in high school. I'm only pointing out the paradox of what you liked and actually who you would have liked in a relationship. And those two things are not the same, in my opinion.
That's true, except no, because like Teddy was not that.
Okay.
He was a Charlie Day type.
Oh, I like that.
I know, and then he rejected me.
Yeah. Well, here we are.
Anyway, okay, the reason I brought that up
Yeah, tell me.
is because I'm just really thinking about how we're still just older versions of our little selves.
1,000%.
And I do think you like getting approval from some people that
I'm
you
a little brother.
wanted. Yeah, you are a little
I'm a
brother.
little brother.
And it's really so
Yeah.
sweet and so cute and hilarious
Yes.
to me.
Embarrassing.
It's
and,
not embarrassing.
No,
It's,
sometimes it's embarrassing. That's okay if it is
well,
sometimes.
I'm just saying, I think it's hilarious being on this side and seeing how so not a little brother you are
Yes.
in your life, but you are in your brain.
Well, let's be specific about it because it happens. It's very predictable when it's going to happen. The person has to have Big Brother something.
Energy.
Yes.
BBE.
So it's like I don't have it with everybody, but if like Kimmel triggers it, he's the same age as my brother and there's a similar thing. And then black dudes have always done it because I grew up in Detroit and I'm looking at these guys that are, I think personally are so much cooler than us white dudes.
I know.
The same way I looked at my brother going like, this person's so much cooler than me. I elevate immediately to like, I just can't achieve that level of cool.
People who you think are
effortless
cool.
Yes. Then I go into little brother mode.
You do.
Yes.
It's just very cute. It's just so funny that we can't see ourselves.
Yeah.
I mean, we
And maybe
can.
we
You know
should.
that about yourself. And I know things about myself, but you
And
don't
also-
know when you're in it.
And also maybe we shouldn't.
Yeah. I mean, depends on what it is, I guess. Definitely
Like there's all
that
these
thing.
roles you can play in life. One of them's little brother.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, that's my role. If it weren't that role, it'd be some other role. I
Yeah.
don't know that I would pick one of the other ones, you
Yeah.
know. So it's like whatever
No,
we are.
no one's. I'm definitely not insinuating that you shouldn't do that. I just think it's a funny pattern.
It is, yes.
And we're all just doing the same thing. All right, so that was really fun.
That was really fun. We both laughed, going like, we have the luckiest, weirdest world.
Yeah,
We're sitting here watching Wiz
smoke pot.
smoke a doobie and tell us about all this stuff. And
I
it's
know.
like, how did we
Wiz
get
Khalifa.
here?
How in the world? It's really cool.
Mm-hmm.
Very lucky.
Yeah, I had a tremendous amount of giddiness over the whole experience.
And Thanksgiving's coming up this week, so
Ah, yes.
we're grateful.
Happy Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving. We have an episode coming out on Thanksgiving.
Yeah, so we'll do a gratitude list there.
While
I think
you're
that's
cooking, yeah,
we'll
that's
think of a gratitude list.
Also, reminder that a yearbook is out. The first episode came out on Friday.
Oh, right. 3 days ago.
3 days ago, Friday. First two
Two.
episodes, really. The one with me, you, and him, and then the first real episode. And
Yeah.
then new episodes every Friday.
Check it out.
Check it out.
Check it out. All right. Love you.
Love you.